Alright, there we go. We should be live here in a moment. I don't know if we've hit the live button here. We are live indeed, so there you go. We're good to go, and for some reason we're glitching out a little bit here, so pardon me. There we go. Should be live and ready to go for today's Blue Jays game, friends. The Blue Jays and the Angels, a 7:07 Mountain Time start, so 9:07 Eastern Time, as we wait to get this one underway this evening. There's the notification coming in, and we are ready to rock and roll today's Blue Jays game. Of course, a 4-3 victory over top of the Angels last time out, and now the Blue Jays get underway as I've got Mr. Gilles TV joining me. I'm Yak as we get set for today's broadcast. I am going to quickly make sure this live stream gets up and underway, and then I'm going to head upstairs very quickly and head up for dinner. Gilles TV will carry you through the early part of this stream, friends. I'll be back in a bit. You got this.
Yeah, I got this. We'll wait for some people to get into here, and we'll get going. I'll tune in to see all the comments as well. That would be helpful here on the stream, as we are 2 nights in a row. Clemhawks itself did the Twins. Twins beating the Astros. Jays last night. Bo Bichette with a 3-run home run to seal the deal for the Toronto Blue Jays. 415 feet dead center. That's what we need from Bo Bichette himself. Turn that a bit so it's on me better. And what I'll do too is and I'm back. So let's see what happens here. We're gonna move that a bit that way. As the Blue Jays 5-3 versus the Angels 4-3, Jose Barrios is on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays today. Rough outing in his first start against the Kansas City Royals, looking to bounce back after a not so good season after signing that contract extension with the Toronto Blue Jays a few years ago. Tyler Anderson on the mound for the Los Angeles Angels, as the first pitch is roughly about 4 minutes away here on Sportsnet in Canada, as they are in Anaheim playing the Angels. Of course, all the players, when it comes to baseball, players are, friendly and whatnot, and that really helps them. So I actually think I turned it the wrong way. There we go. As we got a commercial break here showing the next level stuff for the Toronto Blue Jays. Alek Manoah, Kevin Gausman, all the players this year. As with the Blue Jays fans will experience it for sure. April 11th, back at home for the home opener. Hopefully get a stream on. I'm not done work till 5:30. 7:30 Eastern time. So we'll see how that goes. If not, try and get a post game in there for the Toronto Blue Jays, as we're just sitting here in commercial break. It's taking our sweet time here. We're just going to check some YouTube stuff, and we'll get ready here for first pitch. Again, Tyler Anderson is on the mound for the Los Angeles Angels tonight. He is 1 win and a 0 ERA in his first game this season. As the Blue Jays look to extend their record against the Angels in the last few seasons to 8-2 after winning the 7th game last night, courtesy of Bo Bichette. We just got to hope that Jose Barrios can be himself like he was with the Twins when he first came over with the Blue Jays before signing that contract extension, and do what Chris Bassett did last night. Oh, sorry, hiccups. Chris Bassett did last night, and have a better game than the first one. 4 of you guys in here, welcome in on Gilles TV. And of course, with the Oilers stuff, that's Dullany TV. He's just up to eat some dinner. He will be back to help talk about the game, play-by-play calls. He does it best. He's one of the best I know. Could be taking Jack Michael's spot there in oil country from time to time. I just answered that, Clem. He is eating supper. As they're talking about Bo Bichette and how he led the Blue Jays to victory last night with that 3-run bomb. And we got the starting lineup here for the Toronto Blue Jays, who are on a 4-game winning streak. At right field, George Springer, shortstop, Bichette, Guerrero Jr., Chapman, Varsho, Kirk, Merrifield playing left as Varsho is at center field. Brandon Belt will be the DH and Santiago Espinal at second. Kiermaier, Biggio, Jansen, and Luplo will be on the bench for the Blue Jays today, as there's left-hander Tyler Anderson. So 2 lefties in a row to open this, to start the series for the Angels against the Blue Jays. We'll see what Tyler Anderson can do. Like I said, 1 start, he's 1-0, 6 strikeouts per 9 there as well, with a 0 ERA, as he is just warming up here before George Springer will lead it off for the Toronto Blue Jays to start this game. Currently 9:07 Eastern Time, 7:07 Mountain Standard Time here, and George is walking into the batter's box, and we'll get this game going here. Springer had a pretty good game last night, got robbed of that home run to left field. He is hitting .242 in 8 games this year with 2 RBIs, as my phone is going off like crazy. As I don't know what Springer's doing. I think he's just joking around with the catcher for the Angels right now. As here's Anderson, got the sign, and here goes the first pitch of the game, and that will be low for ball 1 to start off the game. Springer taking that one. Springer did a really good job leading off yesterday, seeing a lot of pitches from Sandoval. Here's the 0-1 count, or 1-0 count, sorry. Fouled back to the backstop, 1-1 to Springer. Like I was saying, Springer did really good at making Sandoval pitch a bunch of different pitches early and gain his teammates, the looks that they needed to help win that game. As Springer will take the 1-1 ball and he'll ground out to the shortstop over to Lamb for out number 1 to start this game. For the Angels, their starting outfield is Taylor Ward, Mike Trout, and Hunter Renfroe. That is not changing from this game. Anthony Rendon is back from being suspended. Gio Urshela is playing shortstop. Luis Rengifo is playing second. What's up, Aaron? As Bichette is up to bat here and takes one outside for a 1-0 count here with 1 out. Glad to see you back there, Aaron. Bichette, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 342 average to start the season, and he swings over top of that one, making it a 1-1 count here. I don't know how Dullany TV can do this. As here's the 1-1 pitch, and that is high. It will go to 2-1 as Bichette takes a ball there. Anderson, 6 pitches through the first, 1 out and 3 pitches to Bichette here. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That is going to be high and outside as well. 3-1 count to Bichette. I think he just takes this one here for sure. With the pitch clock winding down, here's Anderson with the 3-1 pitch. Bichette swings at that and will foul it behind home plate. Again, full count here to Bo Bichette. He was looking for that pitch, just got under it. Of course, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is on deck. And here's the full count pitch. Bichette, opposite field. That's going to hit the gap, and Renfroe will cut that off to leave Bichette for a long single to Bichette. 100 mile per hour hit there. I'm stuttering today. It's been a long day. Another 100+ mile an hour hit for the Toronto Blue Jays as they lead the league in hardest hits. That's good to see. As, like I said, Guerrero Jr. is up to bat, hitting .419 to start the season. And here's the pitch, and that's right down the middle as Guerrero will take that. 10 pitches for Anderson here to start the top of the first. Vladdy, .419, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs. As there's the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed by Guerrero Jr. 0-2 count here. Bichette on first, taking a little bit of a lead off. I'll be surprised if they decide to steal early on this play. 0-2 pitch comes in and Vladdy grounds it through the shortstop, and that will make it to Taylor Ward. Bichette to second, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to first, and another hard hit ball, 111-mile-per-hour ball, basically straight at the shortstop, and he just couldn't get his glove down in time. The Blue Jays can hit pretty well as Matt Chapman is coming up with 2 men on, 1 out, hitting .452. I believe going into this game tonight, Guerrero Jr., Matt Chapman, and Bo Bichette were leading the league in hits coming into today's play. As here's Matt Chapman, and that will be in the dirt for a 1-0 count to Matt Chapman. If they could get to Tyler Anderson here early, the Blue Jays will be set up for the rest of the game. Chapman, no home runs yet this season, but has 7 RBIs. As here's the 1-0 pitch from Anderson, and Chapman will take that in the strike zone. 1-1 count here. Matt Chapman's average exit velocity, which leads the MLB, is 100.2. That is really absurd to see that. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Anderson, and that will catch the outside corner of the plate for a strike. 1-2 count to Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman just needs to get a ball in play here. Bichette has the speed to score from home. Sign is in. And here's the 1-2 pitch. And Matt Chapman swings at a high fastball for strike 3. And Anderson has his first strikeout of the game here. 2 out, 2 on for the Blue Jays. And that was a high fastball. Those are really deceiving to not swing at. I know that for a fact. And Chapman knows that he should have held off. But here is Dalton Varsho here today with 2 men on, 2 out. He's been a great addition to this Blue Jays roster, hitting .357 to start the year. And here's the pitch, and he'll foul that to the left side, and the count is 0-1. Varsho, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 978 OPS to start the season with the Blue Jays. Really good defensively for them, which we've seen. And here's Varsho on and right to Hunter Renfroe as 2 guys are left on base for the Toronto Blue Jays as Varsho lines it out to Hunter Renfroe. Sometimes these cameras aren't the greatest, so you think it's going somewhere, then all of a sudden the camera changes and it's like, no, it's actually not going there. Tomorrow's game against the Angels is on at 3:30 Eastern time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I see 16 of you in here. If you guys don't mind hitting the like button and also hitting that subscribe button, as Clemhawks itself covers the Minnesota Twins. I cover with Dolany TV the Blue Jays. Plus, we do anything major in the MLB, injuries, news, whatever it is, especially a trade deadline. When all those rumors are coming in, we find the sources. We'll bring it to you as well. As it is just a commercial for Spider-Man. I don't know if I think it's the PS5 commercial, if I'm not mistaken. As we're just going to refresh this in case any comments came in. Perfect. Just waiting for Jose Barrios to warm up here as he will face a really tough top of the order for the Angels, as that will be, they ever show it, Taylor Ward, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Anthony Rendon, Hunter Renfroe, Jake Lamb, Gio Urshela, Luis Rengifo. That's one we kind of messed up a bit yesterday by saying Anthesis at catcher today, with Hope taking the day off and Fletcher not playing. The Blue Jays did not see Anthony Rendon yesterday as he was, dealing with his suspension. But Jose Barrios on the mound, and he'll start off with a ball low, and Taylor Ward has a 1-0 count here against Jose Barrios. And here's the 1-0 count. Taylor Ward gets a hold of one to deep left field, and Varsho will get it on the warning track, as he read that one pretty good, and that's the reason they went out and got Dalton Varsho, was for his defensive play. But he has been bringing the bat, as well as Kevin Kiermaier, who is not in the lineup. If the Blue Jays do have a lead in the 8th, 9th inning, expect Whit Merrifield to come out of the game and Kevin Kiermaier to come into the game. Next up, Mike Trout, who homered a 2-run home run in the 1st inning last night's game after a walk to Taylor Ward last night to get the scoring started. Here he is, 1-0 count. He grounds it to Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette over to Vladdy, and that will be 2 quick outs for Jose Barrios to start the game. The Blue Jays starting outfield, left field, Whit Merrifield, center, Dalton Varsho, and right field, of course, George Springer. The infield, Matt Chapman with 3 Gold Gloves, Bo Bichette at short, second base, Espinal, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with his Gold Glove at first, and Kirk catching again. Here's Ohtani taking a strike. 0-1 count for Barrios here, as Ohtani struck out twice last night looking at pitches. We'll see if he could get the bat going. He did have a great late inning double there against, I believe it was Eric Swanson, but he got out of that as Ohtani swings and misses that. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and he strikes out Jose Barrios. 1, 2, 3 to start the game off. 6 pitches. That's what we like to see from Jose Barrios to start the game, as they are checking for, substances not allowed. But now it's a commercial break, so every half inning or whatnot, we always like to say, if you're new to the channel and like anything MLB related, make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, as we got to our goal of 41-25 yesterday. We are trying to get to our goal of 41-40 today. Thank you guys for tuning in. And again, Aaron, thanks for tuning in last night for so long. We greatly appreciate that. As it's talking about TD Grand Slam days for the Toronto Blue Jays. And you get to meet George Springer, so that's kind of cool if you win this TD Grand Slam contest. The full weekend baseball, meet George Springer. I'd take that for sure any day I could. As I believe it's Kirk is due up first here, as they're just talking to Arden Zwelling of Sportsnet, talking about Bo Bichette's home run last night and how he went down and got that one. All right, here we go. Slugging since 2021. Fastball, Bo Bichette ranks 135th. Off speed, he ranks 29th. But for breaking balls, Bo Bichette does rank 18th in all of MLB. 22 home runs versus breaking balls, which is 10th for Bo Bichette. As he's going to watch on his Kirk is up to bat here to start the top of the second. No score to start this game, unlike last night. And Kirk will take a looking strike from Anderson as it is a 0-1 count. Kirk King, 211 with 2 RBIs this season, looking to get that first home run as that one looked off the plate, but they're calling it a strike. And Kirk is 0-2 to start this as he's asking for time here. And the pitch calm is in. Kirk's going to walk back in. And it's weird. LA's not using a pitch calm today. They're using the whole actual old school pitching calls. And that one misses. A 1-2 count to Kirk. Tyler Anderson has his pitch. 1-2 pitch, and that is outside for ball 2. 2-2 count here. As Don, you're pulling for the Angels today. Hey, I'm unbiased when it comes to this. Of course, if the Blue Jays hit a home run, I will get kind of uppity. But, I keep it fair and reasonable minded as Kirk grounds out to Urshela over the Lamb for out number 1 here in the top of the second. I'm not going to trash talk the Angels, whatnot. They're a good team. And, hopefully they can do some stuff and make the postseason. Patrick Vladdy for MVP. That'd be really great. As Whit Merrifield is up to bat here, playing left field today. And he takes a strike from Anderson. 0-1 count with 1 out. Kirk, of course, grounded out to Urshela just moments ago. Here's the second pitch, and that one will be in the zone for strike 2. Whit Merrifield not swinging at that one. 0-2 count here. Hopefully Dolany TV gets back here so I could go get a drink, as Whit Merrifield will protect the zone and foul that to the right side of the field. 0-2 count still for Merrifield. As Anderson has his pitch. 0-2 pitch incoming. And that is off the end of the bat to Urshela over to Jake Lamb, as that's 2 outs for Gio Urshela here to help Tyler Anderson out. Next up to bat is Brandon Belt hitting 0.53. So not doing really the batting stuff that he needs to do, but he has been a great fielder for the Toronto Blue Jays as well. And here's Anderson with the pitch, and that will be fouled to the left side of third there. Here's the 0-1 count to Brandon Belt. I do like the beard he's rocking, and that's outside. 1-1 count here to him. Kind of prize pick line is it? They just need to have a hit or something? As that is popped up into the foul, and Taylor Ward makes a sliding catch in foul territory and catches it while sliding to record the third out on Brandon Belt. That was a really nice out by Taylor Ward there, as the Jays go 1-2-3 in the top of the second. Of course, we got the whole in between frames here commercials that they have to do to make money for Sportsnet. JR, I don't know what my spirit animal is. I'm not really sure what any of that really is. That's something I really never looked into for sure. As they're showing a Little Caesars pretzel crust thing here. I personally don't care for Little Caesars, but that's what is on the TV right now. As we're just in commercial break. So if you're new to the channel and don't mind helping Clemhawks and myself and Dolany TV out, Make sure to hit that subscribe button as we are on our way to 4140. That's the goal for this stream. Of course, Dolany TV's where the McDavid jersey's hanging up. He will be back in a few short moments to talk about the game and, have some fun with it. That's all we do this for, is to do play-by-play for you guys and to have fun with it. We're going to watch the game anyway. Might as well help people out when they can't watch it as well. As tonight, they're showing the Flames versus Canucks. Huge game if you're a hockey fan, Flames fan. You got to win that. Our team's the Oilers, and we're in it already after a 6-1 spanking to the San Jose Sharks. Jose Barrios, he did end with 6 pitches. They added a pitch. Not sure if Sportsnet kind of messed that up there, but 7 pitches to get through the first inning as Anthony Rendon is up. He's 0 for 6 to start the season, and he will swing at the first pitch and foul that to the left side. 0-1 count for Anthony Rendon. Oh, okay. Well, we can keep track of that for you too there, Don. You probably have it on your app as well, as it's a 1-1 count to Rendon here from Barrios. As the 1-1 pitch is coming in, and Rendon will hit that and line it to George Springer, but it will drop in front of him as Anthony Rendon has his first hit of the year for the Angels. Just a bloop single right to. Oh, Mr. Tyson is back. I can't hear you. And now he's gone. As Barrios, 3 pitches this inning already. Rendon at first, and here's Hunter Renfroe as he takes a strike looking 0-1 count for Jose Barrios here in the bottom of the second. Hunter Renfroe, 148. I believe he came over from the Brewers last season or in a trade there.
I can't get my stream to stop lagging. What do I do?
Go to OBS, open up something, and
No,
change it to
not
1800.
that. Not that. My actual stream.
I don't know. As it's 0-2 count to Renfroe, Barrios checking on Rendon. So he has to pitch this one. He cannot throw back to Vladdy. Pitches in. Here's Barrios. Strike 3 swinging for Hunter Renfroe. Set down on 3 pitches there, as that is the first out of the inning for Barrios. Believe it or not, Tyson, Barrios only needed 7 pitches to get through the first inning.
Well, he's cruising here with only 13 through the first batter of the second, too.
Oh, yeah, you're behind me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when you call it, I'll pause it so we can do whatever.
Yep.
As Lamb will ground out to Chapman, over to second for the out, cross to Vladdy for the double play, and Barrios, 14 pitches through 2 innings. That is pretty good. He could go the distance if he doesn't get in trouble here. And he's fired up. 7 pitches each inning. I'll take that. You going to call the third inning so I could go get a drink?
Yeah, I probably could.
Okay, perfect.
Head to the top half of the third here, friends. Yak taking over and trying to get this job done. The Blue Jays scoreless with the Angels through 2 innings of play. Obviously, Jose Barrios doing what he's been doing here so far this game, and obviously having a pretty good one if he's only given up 7 pitches per inning, so that's not too bad to see out of a man like Jose Barrios. But as it comes together right now for the Blue Jays, the offense needs to come to play at current. I haven't had a chance to watch much of this game as of yet. The only bit of action I've watched is that double play and the strikeout so far, so we'll see if I catch anything of note or noteworthy here the rest of the way home. As it currently stands right now, I just want to throw on the stream so as I can get to your comments and questions if you do indeed have any. And let me see if there's anything we can get to. There we go, right there. So the live stream is there. And just to get to the comments now, as I'll quit the ads here in a second. What do we got? Don's pulling for the Angels tonight. We've got Patrick in the chat as well, JR in the chat again tonight, and you're a Raised fan, but you have Trout, Ohtani, and Renfroe in your prize picks lines tonight, and that I understand makes sense right there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I wouldn't mind, for your sake, a high-scoring Blue Jays victory. That wouldn't be a bad get for us Oilers or us Blue Jays fans tonight, as I'm all discombobulated. I literally just got out of bed about 45 minutes ago, fired up the stream here, and then went to eat dinner. It's been a long Easter long weekend so far, I'll tell you that much, as we're getting things rolling here into the top half of the third inning between the Blue Jays and Angels. Standing in to swing it now for the Blue Jays is Santiago Espinal. Anderson ready to deliver, and he will fire in the first pitch of the inning. This one will hop off the glove of the catcher and be ball or strike one, I think. I don't know. Yeah, strike one to Espinal there. 167 batting average for Espinal, 1 RBI and a 333 OPS so far. This is going to be a swung on and fouled back pitch there for Espinal. 0-2 count now to the man Espinal. And we will have ourselves a situation where Anderson's already thrown 31 pitches this game, so comparatively so to Berrios. He's had a much rougher night. That'll be in there for ball number 1. No real reaction there from either pitcher, hitter, or catcher. So that one missed outside quite soundly, and here's Anderson now delivering the 1-2. It'll be swung on by Espinal, guided just wide of the bag at first. That would have been beautiful if he could have hit that one down for a base knock. Couldn't get it going though, and that's unfortunate. Mr. Gilles TV has returned now, and we will have Espinal locked in a 1-2 count. And Anderson will throw it in his funky little leg kick delivery there. A 2-2 count. So Espinal putting up a battle here to some degree. Falling off pitch, seeing 5 so far this at bat. Anderson delivers once again. And Espinal will once again spoil a good pitch and fire it up and out of play. 2-2 the count here in the top half of the third inning. 0 out for the Blue Jays, who are just getting started in this inning. Espinal, the leadoff hitter, as Anderson will load and fire as he double kicks that leg, and now Espinal will sky this one into right field. Everybody coming to meet it, and it will be caught this time there by Hunter Renfroe, and that will be out number 1 of the inning.
We got a couple comments here. Kid Balla says, "Go Jays." Junior Donaldson says, "Squirrel, great spirit animal. Squirrels drink tea and Pepsi." And Garner here says, "Go Angels."
All right, well, that's where we're at right now, friends. We're just waiting to get the next pitch. This one's going to be lined up the middle by George Springer. Down for a base hit to Mike Trout. In the top half of the third inning, the Blue Jays will be in business with 1 out. There we are. So, got a couple of folks tuning into the live stream tonight. Appreciate you being along for the ride this evening. Of course, this is back-to-back streams for us on a weekend, so never a bad time, as we will see the Blue Jays to first base. George Springer gets the sliding glove ready. And now Bo Bichette will get ready to bat, and he will see this one over for a strike from Anderson. 359 batting average for Bo Bichette, 2 home runs and 6 RBIs following last night's big blast. And Anderson will deliver to the righty Bo Bichette, and this one will be popped up into center field, and this one's deep back, home run for Bo Bichette, baby.
Let's
that one,
go!
Wow, that just had legs. Bo Bichette absolutely exploded through that ball, and it's 2-0 for the Toronto Blue Jays here in the top half of the third. It's 106 mile an hour exit velocity, 414 to dead center field. And that's how you start the season.
Yeah. Great hit by Bichette. When you were gone, they were saying on breaking balls, Bichette is ranked 10th with 22 since 2019.
Wow. And there's Vladdy fouling that one off, and there's Bo just getting to that ball and just exploding through it. It didn't look like it was that big of a swing to begin with, and then all of a sudden Trout's just running, and could never seem to get back to the wall in time as Vladdy will now go opposite field, and the Blue Jays continue to buzz here in this top half of the third inning. They've got business against Anderson now, back to back to back hits, and Matt Chapman, who's 0 for 1, will come up to the dish now.
Oh, so there was a comment saying that's my daddy, Bo Bichette. Just so you know, it gets flagged because it thinks it's a different word when they spell it.
Yep.
Just so you know, Tyson.
And now Matt Chapman has skied one to left field. This one's going back. This one is gone. Big home run for the Blue Jays. Matt Chapman follows it up with a fourth consecutive hit, in the Blue Jays, after back-to-back two-run shots, lead 4-0 and another 106-mile-an-hour exit velocity, 393 feet. And my goodness, that is a huge start to the game here.
Chappie's first home run of the season.
And there was no doubt about it. He smacked that one out of the park and in a hurry. What an absolute shot there by Matt Chapman. And now Varsho is going to ground this one right up the first base line. They're going to try and play it to the pitcher covering. It'll work, and that will be 2 out. So just like that, the Blue Jays continue swinging, and they will end up going down there. About a 4-0 lead for the Blue Jays. And look at that swing from Matt Chapman. He absolutely teed off on that pitch, drove it out, and some fans got the souvenir. And now Matt Chapman rocking and rolling.
Kevin Kiermaier loving it.
And Alejandro Kirk will take strike one against Tyler Anderson here, as it'll be 2 outs in the top half of the third inning. Anderson delivers the 0-1, and now Kirk swings on and misses it. 0-2 the count.
That was a good swing.
Need a big time finish to this inning. You're down 0-2 in the count, 2 outs. I would love to see the Jays cash another run here. They continue to absolutely roll here against the Angels in terms of putting up runs. They put up 4 yesterday. They've already got 4 today. And now Kirk goes around. That will be a strikeout. That was awkward at best. And we will head to the middle inning of the third. And friends, if you're new to the channel, right now I'm going to appeal to you. Just simply said, if you're enjoying the commentary here on Clemhawks today, we would love to have you hit that subscribe button here on the channel. Just recently this afternoon, crossing 4,000 or 41,030, and we'd love to have you aboard for more of this baseball thing that we do here regularly. Now I'm just not sharp today, I will tell you that much.
I'm not either.
Been a long weekend already. The Jays, though, making easy work of it, 4-0 to start this ball game just through 2.5 innings.
1:30 tomorrow.
Yeah, no, there's no way I'm up. Hopefully by 1:30 tomorrow. Hopefully I'm sleeping in. Because I need a good nap tonight. It's been a couple of days in a row up at 7:15 on days off from work. Who does that? That is disgusting, getting up at 7:15 on days off from work. But that's been the case here for some reason.
You had 3 days of work all week.
Yeah, but
that's probably why you've been up, because it's unfamiliar.
I know.
Biggio was what?
So so that's kind of what happens here for the Blue Jays. Is what we don't see between innings is who's warming things up for catchers and the pitchers, and obviously when the catcher is your last out in the third inning, you got to have somebody while he's putting on the gear, and that was John Schneider and Dalton Varsho wearing that job yesterday, and then obviously today it's been Kevin Biggio.
Yeah, it's weird to you don't see all this because all the commercials, right?
Yep. As this one will be delivered in by Berrios, that will be ball one. So he wastes a pitch. Now Gio Urshela sitting at third base, 292 average, and he will sky this one up and out of play. This is the big part here for Berrios. If he can come out and rock this top or bottom half of the third inning, we could be in for a very interesting finish to this ball game for him. So he'll deliver another pitch. This one will be checked on, and ball two there against the Blue Jays pitcher. Gio Urshela batting .250 and .333 in the respective past 2 years against four-seam fastballs. And he is going to bounce this one up the middle. Bo Bichette has it kick off his foot and glove into right field. And that could be a potential triple for Urshela. It'll be fired into third base, coming down and cut off last second. And somehow Urshela takes an absolute weird hop and gets a three-bagger out of it. I don't think you see that one every day. That hopped all the way into right field, and that's why you've always got to be on your toes as an outfielder. You just never know what's going to happen, and that one just somehow kicked right up off of Bo, and I mean, it had legs. It ran all the way as Bo pretty much just punted it into right field with his left shoe, and that will be a third bagger for Gio Urshela, and in fact, it's ruled a triple, so wow.
They might review if that's a triple or an error, though.
I really don't know how you can count it as an error, though. That's just a really weird situation where both things that Bo was trying to do, get over and glove it, just didn't come together. It's not through any really fault of his own. That ball had some legs. I don't know. I mean, I would be fine if it's an error, but now we got to worry about a man on third for absolutely no reason. Would almost preferred if that stuck right up the middle. And here's Rengifo getting it going, and Vladdy will step on the bag, and Gio Urshela will score. So just like that, the great effort from Berrios starts out with a 1 run against. That sucks. Now Berrios will get ready to wipe the slate clean. Nobody on, 9-hole hitter, strike one and 1 out here in the bottom half of the third inning. I'm very much so looking forward to when you're calling the game again, because I am absolutely dead here.
We're taking turns every inning.
Yep.
Fourth inning's mine.
We'll get a swing on and miss from Theis.
I won't make you do 2 in a row just because I'm eating.
Oh, dude, those are some good burgers, I will tell you that much.
I know I had homemade cabbage rolls.
Ooh, that'd be alright. 0-2 count now to Theis. Berrios delivers. It'll be ball in the dirt. As Theis at first base, 0 for 5 this season. Absolutely nothing on the ledger for him. And he will see this one grounded into the dirt yet again here for the Blue Jays.
Sportsnet doing Sportsnet things. He's playing catcher tonight.
Oh, yeah. Of course. I'm registered at first base and he's playing catcher. That'd be about the way it's going. This one's going to be fired in right on the knee, but it avoids him just in time. And it'll load the count to 3-2 here for the Blue Jays against Theis. The delivery from Berrios as the clock winds down. Comes in and it will be up high for strike number 3. He was throwing the bat for the walk, but it catches the top of the zone and he knew it. He didn't really argue that one at all. Let's watch this one come in, and yep, that will be below the letters, so That's right in there with the sinker for Barrios.
That was a really well located pitch by Barrios.
This one will be flipped on over. A curveball will be ball one. Barrios still pitching 28 pitches here in the bottom half of the third inning, so there's a chance if he gets him out on the next two pitches or five or so that he gets through 10-11 in the efficiency column through the first three innings. That's not a bad night of work on only one run against when your team just spotted you have 4 runs. Here's the pitch in. Strike number one now in a 2-1 count to Ward. Ward, who had that integral walk for the Angels to begin things last night, and then the next batter up was Mike Trout, who smacked it out of the park, and he will swing on and miss Will Ward to load the count 2-2 with a 2 outs here in the bottom half of the third inning, friend. I'm just waiting for this one to keep rocking, and Barrios will deliver, and it will be a ball in the dirt for a 3-2 count now.
Didn't Barrios have like white hair? Oh, kid's up the door. 1 sec.
This will be Barrios getting ready. He will load in and freeze another batter in a row. Ward strikes out to end the third inning. That's his 4th strikeout of the night for Barrios. And he will go to the dugout leading 4-1. 6 hits for the Blue Jays so far this game. They have been absolutely on fire here to begin this one after that third inning. Barrios delivers what was a very good finish to that inning, I must say. And hopefully for Barrios, he can get the job done here the rest of the way home. I don't know why I'm not peeking up on the audio as well as I should be, so let me see if I can't turn that up a little bit there. And there we go. We should be good to at least have you hear me now, as I'm just trying to sit here and I'll hear myself. And there we go. It sounds like you can hear me no problemo now, so that's good to rock and roll. And just as we are, if you're new to Clemhawks here, friends, as JAYS TV returns, we'd love to have you hit that subscribe button here on the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated if you could do that. We're through a grand total of 3 innings here in LA, or Anaheim, sorry, Anaheim. And we are currently sitting at a grand total of 9.61 hours watched on the stream, so we're pacing just as well as we have been all weekend long. And we'll see what we can do here in this third or fourth inning of work here for the Angels. The call is yours, my friend.
So, what did I miss?
Back-to-back looking strikeouts for Barrios.
Nice. That's what I said in the pregame is Barrios needs to have a bounce back game from last one. And it's starting that way. If he could go 6 innings, the bullpen said, as Anderson's already pitching here. And Whit Merrifield hits that down the right field line, and that will be caught by Hunter Renfroe. 1 pitch, 1 out.
What a catch.
That was a beautiful running catch by Hunter Renfroe.
There is not much room down that right field line at Angel Stadium, and he made it look easy.
Worst case scenario, if he missed that, it looked foul.
Oh, yeah.
As Brandon Belt's due up, he's hitting less than .05.
Oof.
As he fouls the first pitch off, 0-1 count to start the bat for Belt. They're not using pitch comms either, the Angels.
Really?
They're doing it old-fashioned way. As here's the second pitch, and Brandon Belt will swing right through that.
He's having a rough start, that is for sure.
I don't know why he would be playing not Kevin Kiermaier. But here's the 0-2 pitch to Belt, and he gets a hold of that one to right field. Hunter Renfroe going over and foul ball just by, 10 feet?
Just like that, just barely missed it. Would have been a dramatic way to get back on the board for him.
That would have been what the Blue Jays needed to answer that one run. As 0-2 count here to Belt. And he'll take a ball up. 1-2 count.
Won't take much for him to claw back, like a 4-for-4 game, and he'd be looking just fine. But
yeah. So here's the 1-2 pitch, and fouled towards the Blue Jays bullpen. 1-2 still. As we can read lips on that one, he did not like how he fouled that one away.
well, and here's the biggest thing that Belt's doing. He might not be getting on base right now, but the biggest thing, he is wasting pitches for Tyler Anderson, lefty on lefty.
Here's the 1-2 and fouled towards the Blue Jays dugout again. And they'll do this. I think this is probably the third pitch at the 1-2 count here.
I would say.
Anderson at 54 pitches through 3 1/3. I'll be surprised if he goes more than 6 for the Angels tonight.
This will be.
Here's the 1-2 count. And Belt will foul that down the left side now.
You like to see it. He's
this
having
stuff's
himself
really like boring. You like what?
I like this. This is exactly what he needs to be doing.
Here's the 1-2 pitch for the 5th time in a row. And Belt will hit that down the left field line. Foul.
This is the beauty of an at-bat here. This is a guy that needs a base hit, and he's doing everything he can possibly do to get it.
All right, let's do this again for the 6th time. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Belt swings at something inside and misses. That will be the 3rd strikeout for Tyler Anderson here tonight, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
As you're yawning, I'm getting there too. That was a misplacement on Tyler Anderson.
But still,
Base wanted that down and away. Here's Espinal. First pitch coming. He'll get a hold of one, and not deep enough as Mike Trout is pretty much a couple feet to the left. He'll grab it, and that's the end of the top of the 4th. Blue Jays go down in order. Trout, Ohtani, and Rendon are back for the bottom of the 4th. So Rendon is back, just so you know.
Yep. Did see that. Why the heck is my... There we go.
As
I just want to
play Bet 365 is going. 23 of you in here. If you guys don't mind hitting that subscribe button, as we're trying to reach our goal of 4140 for this stream. And you guys can talk in the chat too. Don't have to be strangers to us. We're some old Canadian boys here. We like to chit chat.
Oh boy. I didn't know where you were going with that. I was kind of freaked out. But yeah, we are pacing along very well here so far on the stream. I'd like to thank everybody for being aboard. As we see, just again, another quick check on the old watch time as we fire up another look into that, as we'll go 3.133 divided by 60. We are now well over 11.2 hours watched on the stream, so thank you so much for spending your Saturday night with us. Really appreciate it. And I will just go like this, get this going, and we will blank this out, and we'll finish off this mid of the 4th here. I gotta try and stretch my legs out. I was all bunched up sleeping in bed before you called me there, so yeah.
Well, stretch like that Vladdy Guerrero bobblehead. How about that?
If I ever get there, I'll be doing good.
Hey, if they can do it, you can do it.
Oof.
Anything is possible.
I'd have to get cycling on the bike again here soon. Get back into shape instead of drinking Pepsis at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock on a Saturday night.
Here's the first pitch to Trout. That's outside for ball 1. Trout, 333. Of course, one of those 2 home runs he has came yesterday. As here's the 1-0 pitch, and that will be in the zone for a 1-1. Count Barrios, 35 pitches here. That's what the Blue Jays needed.
He's been blitzing along. Yeah, sure, the one run, but you were going to pretty much suffer that one no matter what as soon as that one landed the way it did. So, not
Yeah.
much to be upset with there.
2-1 count here to Trout as that missed high inside. And he'll swing at, I believe that was the slurve there. And he'll whiff on that. 2-2 count to Mike Trout. 1.003 career OPS leads all active hitters.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that will be bouncing the dirt. And Mike Trout checks his swing on that. He almost wanted that one.
Yep.
But that's what great hitters do. They know when to check their swing in time.
Except against Shohei Ohtani.
3-2, and that will be low and outside as Mike Trout walks to lead off the bottom of the fourth here. Barreo's 39 pitches in. You know, besides that awkward triple by Urshela, he's been pretty good to start the game.
And now he'll have to face Ohtani.
Who he struck out already.
Ooh, dang. We like.
In 4 at bats in this series for Ohtani, he's 1-4 with 3 strikeouts. Or 1-5, sorry. As that will be in the strike zone. 0-1 count to Ohtani. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that will be called a ball. 1-1 to Ohtani here. We got a comment here. We'll get to that in the middle frame. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ohtani rips that down the right field line. That's getting down. Springer's cutting off. Trout runs around second to third. I think he's heading home, and he gets stopped at third. That camera angle, it's hard to see with the camera.
Yeah, that was a tough camera angle. Gordon, thank you for choosing us to keep you informed here on the Saturday night ball game between the Angels and Blue Jays. I don't know who you're cheering for, being that you're on holiday in Hawaii. You could either be cheering for the Blue Jays or the Angels, but that was a big time hold there for the Angels, keeping Trout at third base. Now the Blue Jays got to figure out how to get out of danger here.
Yeah, Ohtani with the double down the line. That was a beautiful swing. It was a good pitch by Barrios too, as the ball is in the dirt, but Kirk will keep that in front of him. 1-0 count to Anthony Rendon, playing his third game of the season. He got his first hit in the second inning there for the single off of Barrios, who finds himself in a little bit of trouble, but you know, he has the stuff to get out of it.
Yep, no outs here in the bottom of the fourth, so has to get creative.
And there is a strike in the strike zone. 1-1 count. And if you're Barrios, you don't worry about Ohtani or Trout on base. Worry about the batter. Whatever happens, happens. Here's the pitch. That is low for a 2-1 count.
I'd say, you know what, the best case scenario here for Barrios is just a pop-up. Just engage some weak contact high in the infield and get that first out.
Here's the 2-1. That's in the dirt too. So I don't know if that was purposely or if his command's just not been there on that the sinker he has going, because he was really dealing it in the first inning. 3-1 count to Rendon. And that is going to be fouled towards the Angels dugout. Full count here to Anthony Rendon. It's not worst case scenario if you walk him, though, either, because then the double plays in effect.
Yeah, you give up the run, you get the double play. I think that serves purpose for the Blue Jays here up 4-1.
Well, we did see Eric Swanson get out of this last night.
Yep.
Here's the full count pitch to Rendon, and that will be grounded to Espinal over to Guerrero for the out. Trout will score 4-2. Jays over the Angels here. Ohtani to third on that play. Trade in a run for an out. That's good case scenario as well.
Yep, that'll work because now the Blue Jays are a pop fly or a strikeout, and then some other weak contact away from getting out of this inning, just giving up one run. And stepping in Renfroe, so a guy that you got to try and induce some weak contact out of as well.
As there's a swing and a miss by Renfroe. And going back to that hit by Rendon, if Barrios catches that, Mike Trout is stuck in no man's land between third and home.
Absolutely.
Really close play there. As there's another swing and a miss for Hunter Renfroe. 0-2 count. If Barrios can get through this inning, only giving up that one run, that would be huge. As here's the pitch, and that's down and away, and Hunter Renfroe actually held back on that one for once.
Yeah, he saw that one spinning out of the zone very, very fast. So Gordon's tuning in from Hawaii, but regularly from Vancouver. So appreciate you being along for the ride.
As that will be fouled over the Blue Jays dugout. 1-2 count here to Hunter Renfroe. Even if Barrios finishes this inning with 60 pitches, that's still 15. That's a pretty good average to have. Is 15 is usually where the manager likes to see it. As there's Renfroe down the third baseline, and that's fair over this outstretched glove of Chapman. Ohtani will score, and Hunter Renfroe will be into second base with the RBI double. 4-3 Blue Jays.
Ooh, that is tough. That is the definition of pain.
I think that actually helps Ron, because he said Trout and Renfroe at over 1.5 total bases. So that does help Ron with his prize picks. Not too sure what that is, but
yep. So
and
Ohtani,
that ball landed on the line over the third base.
Now Barrios talking it over with the pitching coach, and Matt Chapman standing on the outside of the circle getting the delivery there.
If you're Matt Chapman, all you could do is try. That was hard hit, and he was over a bit to try and not let that ball go through Bichette and himself. That was a well-placed hit by Renfroe.
One of those that there's not much you can do. Sometimes you just get beat. That's the game of baseball.
Yeah, and a ball in the dirt to start off Jake Lamb. 1-0 count here to Lamb. It's been an interesting game. We didn't do our predictions either, and I'm kind of glad we didn't.
No, this one could go late into the night, high scoring.
As that one is outside, and it's a 2-0 count. And there's some movement as Trevor Richards is starting to warm up for the Toronto Blue Jays.
That's a big move there by the Blue Jays to get somebody in case this inning gets away from Barrios.
And there's a strike called on a swing and the miss. I wonder if something's wrong with Barrios right now.
I think he's...
And another changeup for strike 2 on the swing and miss.
I think you would have seen a little bit more concern in that huddle when Pete Walker was out on the mound if there was something problematic for Jose Barrios.
And timeout called by Jake Lamb. Lamb hard hit percentage 2022 44.1%, 23 50%.
So we'll see what Jake Lamb's going to feature here.
And he fouls that one down the left side of the field. 2-2 count still.
Now this one will be an opportunity here for Barrios to get out of the inning here. Right now he needs it.
And a swing and a miss. Strike 3, fifth strikeout in a matter of 11 batters for Barrios. So the strikeouts are there. Just this inning hasn't been too kind to him. And Jake Lamb knows that was a pitch kind of too high to swing at.
But a big get for Barrios, who needed that out there, and obviously he gets it. So now 2 outs. You've given up 2 more runs this inning. The Blue Jays still spotting you a 4-3 lead.
There's a pitch to Gio Urshela. That is high. 1-0 count. Urshela tripled and scored in the third. Hunter Renfroe is at second here. 2 outs. And that will be low and away for ball 2. 2-0 count. I'm pretty sure Barrios is at about 25 pitches this inning already.
Well, and he's just eclipsed past 60 here on the game.
How huge were those first 2 innings of 7 each? As there's a strike to Urshela, 2-1 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Blue Jays lead 4-3 off of 4 straight hits, basically all the Blue Jays offense so far.
Yep.
And there's a hit to center field, and Varsho's there. Urshela is retired to end the fourth, but not before Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout come in to make the deficit to a 1-run game.
Now, the big thing for the Blue Jays is how do they respond here in this next half inning. And I'll have the call of that as we'll alternate back to me here on this call. But again, friends, if you haven't had a chance yet to hit that subscribe button here on Clemhawks, we'd love to have you aboard. You're seeing what Clemhawks is all about tonight, streaming baseball, talking baseball, all day baseball. So we'd love to have you aboard for more of that throughout the season. And just to give you an idea of where we're sitting here after 4 innings complete between the Blue Jays and the Angels, we're sitting just shy of just shy of 15 hours watched on the stream. So appreciate everybody being along for the ride today. It's been a fantastic little start, and we're hoping to really crush the hours watched on the stream again today, because we had just about 50 yesterday, so it'd be nice to try and get back over 30 today. See what happens. We don't have the hour-long pregame today to ride us through, though.
Well, no one told us it was the Angels' home opener, okay?
That much is for sure. I'm going to run upstairs and grab some water just right quick. So,
right quick before you do. 41:34. Now
nice.
Go get your water.
Okay.
As Matt Chapman, they're talking about, and he's had a great start to the season, and they're showing the loud out he had last night, and tonight he did connect on one down the middle of curveball for a 2-run home run to give the Jays at the time a 4-1 lead. Of course, the Angels scored 2 of their own in the bottom half of the fourth to make this a 4-3. But Matt Chapman has been really stellar in this game and to start the season. And you got to think he does have in the back of his mind, this could be his make or break season for a bigger contract. And he likes being a Blue Jay. Hopefully it's with the Blue Jays. As Springer takes a ball 1 and then swings at the second pitch. 1-1 count to George Springer here. He's 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the third. 257 average to start the season. I know Springer would like that to be a bit higher, as there's a curveball in the dirt for ball 2. As Anderson is up to 61 pitches as well here through 4 innings and a couple pitches here in the 5th inning. 2-1 count to George Springer, and he will take that inside for a 3-1 count. And you got it covered.
And now here to left field. This one's up. That is out of here. George Springer smacks the Blue Jays' 5th run of the game, a solo home run. Again, over top of Mike Trout out in left center field. Just like that, a little bit of discombobulation between our 2 timestamps on our streams we're watching, but Mike Trout sees that one sail over the fence. He gave it his all trying to track it down at the fence, but George Springer has just smacked the Blue Jays' 3rd home run of the game. And just like that, we are up 5-3 now. So, Blue Jays.
Your stream must be like going ahead and then stopping, going ahead, stopping.
Yep. And now Bichette will take ball 1 here to begin the clean start to the inning once again after giving up a run. Tyler Anderson, nobody out, 1-0 count to Bo Bichette. He'll be taken the whole way and take ball 1 here from Tyler Anderson. So both pitchers,
Bichette 2 for 2.
both pitchers into the 60s in terms of pitch count, and this one low, so it's a 2-1 count for Bichette. That was a big blast there for Springer. Just watch and marvel at that one, and now 3-1 count for Bo Bichette.
Ooh.
As Bichette will see this one in there for strike number 2. 3-2 count now to Bichette. We'll have to try and find a way to get this one going. He has a single and a 2-run home run, batting .375 this season with a .390 on-base percentage. The Blue Jays' top end of the order is doing some great work, and he will take ball 4. So expand that OBP to 400, I'd assume. And just like that, the Blue Jays are rocking tonight.
Slinksy said this team is scary. I was worried the first game versus the Royals. Yeah, we were too, in a sense.
Yep. Now Tyler Anderson and the catcher talking things over. Guerrero Jr., who's also 2 for 2 today, draws in now. He's batting .455 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. I mean, how much would it take for Vladdy to end up at a .235, .240 average? How many offers in a row would he need at this point? It's kind of crazy to think. Guerrero Jr. will bounce this one in the dirt. And that will be ball 1 to Vladdy.
Let's not find out how many 0-4s.
No, I think Vladdy's going to continue to rock and roll this season here against everybody he faced. It's going to be the season of Vladdy by the seams of it.
We already had an MVP, or Vladdy for MVP in the chat.
Well, that's just it. So hopefully he can deliver a season for the memory books. Here's Vladdy lining up for the 1-1 count. Nobody out here with Bo at first, and that will be down low for ball number 2. That's been just the thing. Both of us just dying of the tiredness here this afternoon, this evening. I already had a nap. Wish it would have been longer, but is what it is. And this one now, Vladdy cuts on.
Well rested.
What?
You should be well rested.
No, I could have used about another hour. And I think I made this water way too sweet. That's bad. So this one will be a chance now for Anderson. He'll pick off to first base. And Bo Bichette gets back in safely. Now all of a sudden we've got a little stoppage in play here as we'll have a look at Bo Bichette. And it looks like we've got something going on. A balloon or a ball had hit the field in Angels Stadium, so Anderson had to hold up for the time being. Now 2-2 the count to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. here in the top half of the 5th. Anderson will see Vladdy swing on and miss, so that's his 4th strikeout of the game, and Vladdy about as impressed with himself as he possibly could be on that one.
Yeah, he's mad at himself. He knew not to go after that one.
But strikeouts happen, part of the game. I mean, you do get paid in baseball. If you hit the ball into play 3 out of 10 times, you're considered a good hitter. So Anderson once again picks off to Bo Bichette. They really have a feeling that he's about to start running here. And Matt Chapman batting .455 with 1 home run and 9 RBIs after that 2-run shot in the 3rd inning. Anderson's going to set, deliver, and that one will be way, way too high, up over top of almost the catcher's head, but the catcher makes the save, so we'll go on with a 1-0 count here. Chapman 1 for 2.
Junior says, get some Gatorade, squirrel friend.
Well, I've got BioSteel upstairs in the fridge. I might have to grab that. The problem with this water, I think, is it's just too warm. As this will be Matt Chapman lining up here, and Tyler Anderson. It's going. Did we just lose audio on the stream?
I don't think so.
And Matt Chapman swings on and misses. So there's the sport's most powerful agent in the house for this for this one today. And a 1-2 count in the top half of the 5th inning. 1 out. And Anderson fires it inside for ball number 2. Dogs upstairs freaking out. And 75% of the balls Matt Chapman has hit this year have been hard hit. That is insane to think about. So far through a few games this year. Chapman's going to foul that one back for a 2-2 count on the 86-mile-an-hour pitch from Anderson. Matt Chapman will see this one sailed up over top of his own head. Theis makes the stop again with the glove behind the plate, and now it's a 3-2 count, and we know Bo's been likely to be running here, so is Bo going to be in motion now? Anderson will pick off.
I'll say so.
As that will be a quick throw over. And now an opportunity here for Chapman to hit this one back into the screen so he fouls off a tough pitch. At least he doesn't chase it and strike out.
Anderson started this top of the inning with 61 pitches. He's up to 82 now.
Yep, so that'll be something to watch if he comes back out for the top half of the 6th inning. Here's Chapman skying one into center field. Renfroe comes on. Little miscommunication between him and Trout, but Renfroe will take it and got it back into the infield for the out. 2 down here in the top half of the 5th inning as Renfroe and Trout talk it over. And both of them are able to get it done. So now we'll see what happens. Hello, little 3-legged guy. Come here, buddy. Come here, little buddy. Come here, buddy. Little 3-legged guy just coming to see me here. As Varsho will take ball number 1 from Tyler Anderson here in the top half of the 5th inning. Oh, big stretch here. Try and stay awake. Almost halfway through this ball game. Varsho swings on and misses that one.
What are you laughing at?
Just funny Snapchats. You know it. So here we go. We should be set for the Blue Jays to give Varsho a 2-1 count here with 2 outs, and that one will go wide of the zone, so it'll be 3-1 against Varsho. I'm really not sure what that audio feeding back through my mic is here. If anyone can tell me what they're hearing in the background, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Is that my TV maybe?
No, it's my mic here feeding back audio, so let me take a listen.
3-2 count to Varsho. 1 on, 2 out. And here comes the pitch, and that will be high as Varsho will take a walk. And Bichette will head to second here on the play. Tyler Anderson at 88 pitches here with 2 outs in the 5th inning. And they will get Jamie Berea up in the bullpen for the Angels. And here comes the skip. And I think Tyler Anderson's night is done here. 88 pitches, 5 runs, and Kirk is coming in here after the commercial break. Jays 5 runs on 7 hits, Angels 3 on 4.
So it's been a big day for the Blue Jays so far through almost just half a ball game, as I'm trying to corral the cat and get him to settle down here and actually cuddle. That's always a harder task than one might think. As there we go, we might have him finally snuggled up here. And obviously, I think I figured out what the sound on my mic is. It's actually my fireplace and the just ambient sound here in the basement because I'm not talking loud enough. So my apologies that we got a little fuzz on the mic, but hopefully it resolves itself here. And yeah, that's where we're sitting going into this pitching timeout. Again, if you have a chance tonight to hit that subscribe button here on Clemhawks, that would be greatly appreciated. I know a lot of you have already hit the subscribe button tonight, and we really do appreciate that. I can't say that enough because obviously we can't do this whole thing without you. We've had some great success here the past 2 nights. Now up to 35 of you watching live here at once. So hopefully we can get things rocking for you here in the late innings, and then away we go. And I'm just checking this out. Kid, you can't breathe when your cat sits on your lap. Well, this little buddy, he used to be much heavier, but he's slimmed down over the past few years and fits into a lap pretty comfortably. He's just crashed out over here. I don't know if you can see that. He's got his arm up on my arm, and his head just rested on my elbow there.
Corbin says, "Thank God for the pitch clock. Worried you'll fall asleep at the wheel. Those are some long blinks I'm seeing."
Yeah. it's rough.
What is Manoa wearing?
Those are some glasses. That's some fun. Oh my goodness. Manoa rocking out there for the Blue Jays. So is UC Kikuchi going to the mound tomorrow for us against the Angels, or who's
Yeah.
Okay.
Kikuchi is.
Well, that's good to know. So we'll see a
So
lefty.
we'll probably see Danny Jansen as the catcher tomorrow.
That seems likely, as this one will be fouled back by Kirk on the first pitch from Berea. As he is pitching .982 ERA so far, 136 whip, 12.3 Ks per 9. Obviously looks like he's only worked 1 inning so far this season, so that's where he's at. But here's the cat again, trying to get comfortable a little bit more. You're going to sit down now, buddy? As Kirk is batting 190 so far this season. That is tough. But now all of a sudden he will see a pitch on the inside for ball number 2 to him. 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. Alright.
I know what you're thinking.
What?
The all right with the eye roll.
Oh man, here is a 2-2 count to Kirk. I'm about ready to fall asleep sitting up, to be honest with you. Like I said, I was not ready to wake up a few hours ago. Here's Kirk bouncing this one to third base. It'll be chopped down, and a big play made by Rendon, and that will be the end of the inning for the Blue Jays. That'll do it for me right here. And KIY needs one more walk from Berrios. Interesting, and kid. Thank you for the kind words. That's the thing, Clemhawks. I wouldn't necessarily say we're small, but I think definitely compared to a lot of the baseball scene, we're quite small. And again, I'm over in the hockey scene. You see all the hockey jerseys behind me here, normally doing my thing over on Dolly TV, but we've had an opportunity here past 2 nights to take a chance and talk about the Blue Jays, and I think it's been fantastic here this weekend to talk all about the Blue Jays a little bit as well. And yeah, I'll throw up the subscribe ad, run some numbers, and I'll let JAYS TV carry us into the bottom half of the 5th inning.
You're calling the bottom of the half.
I know I am, but we'll run it the same way we did yesterday.
We got Gordon coming in with Kikuchi's redemption tour this season, encouraging spring and solid first start. That spring training he had, you're right, Gordon. It was phenomenal there. And his first start was really good. So hopefully, but this is how he started last season too, where he was really good in the spring. First, 10, 12 games, he was really good. And then he got in the home run trouble. So I know he added some velocity to his fastball, but we'll see where it goes. Hopefully, of course, we all want him to succeed and do what Barrios and Bassett have done in the last two games and just keep rolling with how all four starters in the last four games have been rolling so far.
Jonathan,
Kid, thank you for subbing.
thank you very much. And Jonathan asking if we will get one more run. I would assume the way this ball game's gone, the Blue Jays may indeed smack out another run at some point. They've got all their runs on home runs so far tonight, so
The
that's huge
old
right
Blue
there.
Jays way.
And Ryan Hefo to the dish now with a 1-0 count against Barrios here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. This will be swung on by Renjifo into left center. It's going back, going back, going back, climbing the wall, and there you go. There's your question, Jonathan. There is your one more run, a solo home run for Renjifo to make it a 5-4 ball game. Left center field and gone for Renjifo.
Did you see how high Varsho climbed that wall?
Yeah, absolutely.
He is not a tall dude.
No.
And he almost flipped over it.
That was a big time jump from the Varsho there as he used the wall well. As you can kind of see, he grinded his shoe right into the padding. But that was a big jump for Varsho, and now the Blue Jays lead 5-4. The Angels down by a run. As Theiss will take ball one and now swing on strike number one of the count. Nobody out here in this bottom half of the fifth inning. Barrios now sees Simber and Meza getting up in the bullpen for the Toronto Blue Jays. Interesting that Simber wouldn't be available or kept for later in the game in case. Barrios will need to make a play. He fires it off the glove of Vladdy. It'll dribble right in front of the Blue Jays dugout, and things going from bad to worse here for the Blue Jays in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Barrios suddenly maybe melting down a little bit here after that little bit of a discombobulated off his cleat play and the home run.
Yeah, for sure. He tried to throw that as hard as he could, and he just didn't take his time. I think if he waited a second longer, he would have still got the out.
As he just scrambled back to that ball, never really planted his feet either was the problem, and then it goes up off the glove of Vladdy and just passed to the Blue Jays dugout, and now we'll have a meeting on the mound. Pete Walker ready to talk this over. So we've seen both starters get into trouble in the fifth inning here. And obviously in a 9-run ball game, it makes sense that potentially both starters could be out of the ball game by the end of the fifth inning, as Barrios will stay on the mound for the time being here, bottom of the fifth. Nobody out. 5-4 the score for the Toronto Blue Jays. Barrios trying to get things going here as Trout will come in to swing next following Taylor Ward. As Ward will stroll in 0 for 2 on the afternoon, he will take strike number one from Barrios. And Ward's obviously batting .313, 2 home runs and 6 RBIs on the season. Barrios looking to get things rolling here, as this will be strike number 2 to Taylor Ward. So the Blue Jays trying to work him down in the zone and potentially roll a double play here that would get them to a 2-0 situation to end the fifth inning. That'll be a rolling ball right on the ground, but it gets through the hole on the left side. That'll be runners at first and second with nobody out. So a nice hit there for Taylor Ward. And Mike Trout will come up to the dish with a chance to change this game. Wide open, and John Schneider is going to go out. Pete Walker says pull him. So now John Schneider comes out of the dugout, and that will spell the end for the second starter in this game, Jose Barrios' day, as that is 2 starters knocked out in the fifth inning. What are we thinking right there?
He just got into trouble again, and give the Angels credit. Those are some good hit balls through the infield. Not much you could do, but Adam Simber's probably the man to come out to face Trout, Ohtani, and Rodon. I think if he would have got the double play in that scenario, Barrios would have faced Trout, and then Tim Mesa would have came out against Ohtani that
Yep.
way. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Adam Simber's coming out for the righty-righty matchup versus Mike Trout.
I'd assume with a chance to turn the double play, Simber would be your best option, but I wonder just simply what their plan would be for Ohtani, because Simber will have to face Ohtani even if he gets a double play, because we only have nobody out here in this um, top half or bottom half, sorry, of the fifth. And David, as you're saying, you need the Trout or Ohtani batters in your lineup to get up soon while they are about to bat here. Trout is the next man up after this pitching change, so we'll see what happens here for the Angels with Trout coming in to face the first reliever of the ball game for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Barrios was pitching well. First 2 innings were masterpieces. Got in a little bit of a trouble with that weird play in the third, fourth. Couldn't get it done, and it was this. Halfway through the second round through the lineup, it seemed like the Angels picked up on something.
Sorry, the Snapchats rolling in are hilarious today. But yeah, they're showing the right field bleachers here in the outfield for the new Blue Jays outfield. And Berrios getting set to rock and roll into his night off now. And Adam Simber comes in to face Mike Trout. Simber rocking 4 games scoreless with only allowing a base runner pretty much every second inning pitched. And Trout will come in to take this one on. Simber will throw here. This one goes up high out of the zone. And Simber will just try to induce a ground ball here to get it to 2 outs on a double play. That's what we were hoping for last batter. Taylor Ward snuck it through. And now all of a sudden we've got Mike Trout at the dish, and Simber floats another one in there. Somehow doesn't get the call on that pitch. 2-0.
How was that not a strike?
I do not know. 2-0 the count now to Mike Trout. Pitch comes in, and that one will be strike one. Now a 2-1 count against Mike Trout. Here 5-4 for the Blue Jays. High leverage situation for Simber as he tries to spell off a good chance for the Angels here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Trout gets it to a 3-1 count. Trout 0 for 1 this evening so far here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Simber will fire this one, and Trout has cranked this pitch long into the night, and that will give the Angels a 7-5 lead on the 3-run homer from Mike Trout. Whew, what an absolute crank job by Mike Trout on that pitch. And that, just like that, changes this ball game wide open for the LA Angels.
Same spot as last night, Trout hit it.
That was a tough go, and Mike Trout just absolutely labels through that one, and it looks like it might be a big time season for Mike Trout. And Simber's looking at that one like, oh dang, I had a great thing going. Now Ohtani will foul off the first pitch as the Blue Jays
were up 4-0 at one point.
Now trails 7-5. Simber comes set. The delivery there, and Ohtani once again will foul it back.
David, Mike Trout homered a 3-run bomb to center field.
Now Ohtani looking to follow it up. He's batting .333 on the season now. And that will be ball 1 to Shohei Ohtani. So this one unraveling for the Blue Jays in a hurry. Obviously they're far from out of it, just down 2 runs now, and if this is going to be one of those high scoring affairs that entail the entire bullpens getting involved might not be the worst thing in the world. I've just got the crappiest inning possible to call here. But
No doubt.
we'll battle through and make it happen. Look at that. Hair's just still perfect after being in the hat. Don't mind me.
I'm pretty sure you've called, 11 of the 12 runs.
Yeah, pretty much. And now Simber will load up the count here and try to get Ohtani out on this next pitch. Simber's already thrown 10 pitches. This one's going to come in and Ohtani spoils. Another good pitch there from Simber. So now it is a full count yet again. And here's Mike Trout going into the dugout. And it looks like their samurai hat or whatever that is fell apart as he was putting it on in the dugout. And Simber has walked Ohtani here in this bottom half of the fifth inning. So from bad to worse right now. And I don't know what does FB stand for?
Fastball.
Oh yeah, fastball. Okay, yeah, that would make sense. And Jamal, who got the homer? It was Mike Trout hitting the home run for the Angels here that just blew this game into a lead for the LA Angels. And now Alejandro Kirk will come out to face Adam Simber a little bit as he tries to calm down and buy some time for Trevor Richards to get warm here. Richards, who's going to try and come into this game as soon as Simber faces his third batter here in this bottom half of the fifth inning. Now all of a sudden we'll see this one, a delivery from Simber to Rendon. This will be grounded up the middle. The Blue Jays have just gotten the double play induced off of Anthony Rendon. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. handles it professionally at first, and that will be 2 outs here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. And I highly doubt they burn Trevor Richards now, as I think you clear off the bases. It doesn't seem to matter as much who you face next. You've got the bases empty, and you just have to get out of the inning now if you're Adam Simber after giving up 3 runs here in this bottom half of the fifth inning. As this will be a delivery now. This one goes across, and Renfroe will see it in there for strike 1.
Little too late on the double play. Needed that a few batters earlier.
Yes. This one's going to be Renfroe swinging on into the night. This one's going to go to left field, though, and caught there by Whit Merrifield, and that will do it for the bottom half of the fifth inning, friends. I need a bio break. I'll be right back. I'll let JAYS TV carry you as we'll have the ad up for the subscribe, if you could do that for us.
Yeah, this game 7-5 after 5 for the Angels. A lot of home runs. George Springer, Chapman has one, Bichette has one, Mike Trout has one. It's been a game of home runs, and that's how we got to the 7-5 lead there, or lead for the Angels. If you're new to the channel and don't mind anything Blue Jays related, Twins related, MLB in general, we have it covered here on the channel. If you're an Angels fan, most likely Clemhawks himself, when the Twins play the Angels, will be streaming that. Jays, Angels, any news coming from anywhere, we have it. So if you guys don't mind hitting that subscribe button, we are on our way to 4140. That's our goal for this stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you have anything to ask in the chat, ask away. We aren't shy to answer questions either for that. Trout is, and honestly, Trout is one of the best baseball players out there. And, it's nice watching him. Yeah, does it suck when he's hitting home runs against your team? Pretty much, but we're those types of guys that we won't bash the other team. We're not like that. And Trout is amazing to watch. And David, you wish he was on the Phillies? Well, I think every other team would wish Mike Trout was on their team too. So maybe one year we'll see him in a different jersey than an Angels, but that might be a lucky clover there to see that happen. DH, I think the Jays will come back and be back and forth. And yeah, last night was back and forth until Bichette hit the 3-run bomb to go ahead. This game's been baseball is a fun sport to watch because anything can really happen. As Berea just hit Whit Merrifield with the second pitch of the top of the sixth to put him on first base there. And that's the thing about baseball is one swing can change it. If a team's only up by 3 runs, one swing can change it, and that's a fact. As Dolany TV is back. Hello,
Yes, sir.
Tyson.
There we go. We are good to rock and roll, and my live stream's fallen behind by 2 minutes over here, and
Oh,
that is
as Brandon Belt 0 for 2 today takes a strike on the first pitch. 0-1 pitch coming from Berea. And that is a ball called a strike. And I'm not just because I'm biased. We get to see it on TV with the strike zone and where the ball goes. That was about 3 inches off the plate still.
Yep.
Here's the 0-2 count to Brandon Belt. That's outside, and Berea is not going to get the second call of the exact same pitch. That is a ball. 1-2 count here. I've been answering some questions.
Perfect.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Brandon Belt. I do like those red gloves they have. And that is called strike 3.
That's tough. That's tough.
2 pitches, not even in the zone, called strikes.
Yep.
That one didn't even touch the zone or go through the zone.
Wow, and that is an 85.
That's about 3 or 4 inches off the plate again. So the umpire giving favorable calls right now.
And another one.
It's not even that we're Blue Jays fans. It is literally because we can see where the pitch lands.
Yeah.
So 0-1 count here to Espinal, 1 out. Whit Merrifield on first. Espinal swings at the second one, fouls it behind home plate. 0-2 count. This is an Angel Hernandez umping, is it?
I don't know who's
I
on.
didn't look up who was umping this game. Here's the 0-2 count to Espinal. And that's about 10, 20 inches too high for ball 2. Are you roughly with me?
What?
You're roughly with me,
Oh,
same
yeah,
spot. 1-2 count here to Espinal. Went Merrifield at first. They'll try a pickoff, and Merrifield is safe. So Berea, I believe, because of the new rules, has to pitch this one.
No.
And that one is... There is a balk on the pitcher?
Wow.
And Whit Merrifield will get advanced to second here on the balk. So Whit Merrifield on second because of an error by Berea. That ball does not count because of the balk. It is still a 1-2 count here. And Espinal 1-2 count with Merrifield in scoring position. Here comes the pitch, and they're going to say Espinal went around for strike 3. That's 2 outs.
That's rough.
That was close. Oh, that is really close. That's a 50-50 call there.
The end of the bat breaks plane.
And Berea is finished after getting Espinal out. And they will bring in another reliever with George Springer up to bat. I'm not too keen on who 52 of the Angels is. It didn't say anyone was warming up.
We'll figure that out as soon as we get back to action here in a matter of moments. Where are we at here? I just want to do a quick check of the numbers here, sorry, as we continue to blitz along here on the live stream today. As my goodness, my friend, we are up.
Junior would like to know second and third favorite teams in the league.
That's tough. I really don't follow many MLB teams other than I think just because being Canadian, you end up getting, especially out west, you end up getting a lot of the LA Dodgers. So I think the Dodgers would be my second team to answer that.
I'll go, it's not that like I'll keep tabs on them, but enjoyable games 2 and 3, I would probably go, the Dodgers and the Phillies.
Yeah, the Phillies can be a lot of fun as well. I don't think the older Blue Jays fans would be liking us for that answer, but the Phillies nowadays are a little
DH says, seems like offense is up across the league due to the pitch clock and new shift rules. That was the main effect that it was for the shift, was to bring offense up for guys like Nelson Cruz, who 9 times out of 10 is only going to hit it one way. There still is a shift in quotations, but there's just rules. You can't go past second base on either side of where you play.
Yeah. It kind of prevents defenses from having that weird bunt situation, and it's weird that those big power guys never really started bunting towards the left-hand side when the right side was loaded up. I don't understand how that was never the adjustment within the game, but again, I guess small ball isn't what sells in the MLB nowadays. The home runs and the big shots are what sells, so they tried to make sure that everything's getting through, I guess.
And here's former Blue Jay Ryan Tepera in for the Angels to face George Springer and misses a 1-0 count to Springer. Tepera was a huge part of the Blue Jays for years.
Yes, he was.
Good to see that he's still kicking it somewhere else. As the 1-0 pitch coming with Merrifield at second, that is grounded to the shortstop. Urshela over to Lamb, and that will end the inning. Tepera comes in, pitches 2 pitches, and gets George Springer to ground out as the Angels lead 7-5 after the top of the 6th. I didn't remember what inning we were in.
No, that's kind of where we're at right now, is these Blue Jays obviously just need to find an answer here and find an answer rather quickly, because an inning like that you just can't afford. Obviously you need to get some pressure on, and for the Angels it was a rather breezy inning. I mean, the balk is the only reason that inning ended up being more dangerous than it was supposed to be. But again, I'm going to run upstairs, grab some more water, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys have any other questions for us, just ask in the chat. We'll answer in between gameplay, if there's a pitch and change, commercial, we'll answer in that sequence. Game says, unfortunately, that puts Ohtani is DH. Yeah. And, that's the nice part of Ohtani, is the dual threat. And there is some people out there, I'm not going to say I'm one or not, that feels like when it comes to certain things, Ohtani should have to be kind of pick a position to be for. I know that was a huge thing a few years ago when he won MVP. A lot of people were complaining because that was based off 2 positions and not one. But he is a multi-talented player, and it's great to see. You don't hardly ever see that ever. So seeing that now with Ohtani, and especially having Mike Trout with him, it's great to see that as we are getting ready for the bottom of the 6th. And this game is actually going quite quick, considering the game only started an hour and 40 minutes ago, give or take a little bit, as they're showing Blue Jays fans at Angels Stadium here. And to pitch is Trevor Richards of the Blue Jays is on the mound now. And Jake Lamb's up to bat as he will foul one into Kirk's glove. Trevor Richards in 2 games this year has a 13.5 ERA. Opponent's average is 4. as he gets Lamb to swing over top of that for a 2-strike count here for Trevor Richards. Oh, been a long day today, folks. Jake Lamb, 143. He's 0 for 2 today, grounded into a double play and a strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Trevor Richards, and strike 3 as Lamb swings over that. Trevor Richards, 3 pitches, all strikes, and that will do it for Jake Lamb. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th.
And that's where we're at right now, eh? The Blue Jays getting rolling with a 3-pitch strikeout. Is that what I just saw?
Yeah, by Trevor Richards out of everyone who it could be. As here's the pitch to Gio Urshela, and that will be fouled behind home plate. 0-1. 4 pitches, 4 strikes here for Trevor Richards out of the bullpen.
This will be.
And there's the 0-1 pitch fouled back again. That's 0-2. As DH says, Ohtani was a good outfielder in Japan, so I think he could be a position player if he can't pitch anymore for whatever reason. Yeah, that's true. He could be. As here's the 0-2 pitch grounded to Chapman, barehanded, and he can't pick that up as he cut Bichette off to try and make that play. I think Bo Bichette had a better read on that than Chapman did. And Gio Urshela is on base again because of a funny bounce. They don't ask how, they ask how many.
Yep, that's just exactly it. You see that break by Chapman, he definitely had it, I think, the momentum going, but just couldn't barehand it properly, and that allowed Urshela aboard. And now Richards will get through his delivery before the pitch clock expired. That was huge.
Don, we try to call it pretty neutral in this. There's times we'll slip up a little bit, but, we won't bash the team. Like, the Angels are a good team. Have they had problems the last few years? Yeah, but they're still a good team to watch.
Well, this year, that's the exciting part, is they're hoping those bigger problems are behind them. Stay healthy, stay engaged all season long, and try and get things done this year and make the playoffs out west.
1-1 count. Here's Renhefo. Is that how we say it? Renhefo flies out to Varsho, and Urshela will go back to first. Bucks, Rays, Bolts. Hello, just sub. Thank you for subbing. Welcome into the stream. And Junior says Dodgers down 12-7 to the Diamondbacks in the top of the 9th.
That's tough.
And Bucks, we're gonna just say Bucks, but you know who we're talking about now. My Rays are looking good. They are. I think the stat we saw yesterday, they've out-homered their opponents 17-3. I know Paredes had a grand slam today. They're looking pretty good there in Tampa at the moment. 0-1 count to Thace from Trevor Richards. 2 outs. Urshela on first. Here's the second pitch. Swung on, and that's 0-2.
Okay.
Good play by Kirk to keep that in front of him. And Canadian Zach Pop is warming up for the Jays. Barring anything changes in the top of the 7th, we can see Zach Pop more than likely to pitch in the bottom of the 7th.
So Theis, who reached on the air last time.
And then that ball is in the dirt again. Good job by Kirk. Again, keeping the ball in front of him. Kirk has been better defensively over the last few seasons. And it's hard to do with that 1-2 punch of him and Danny Jansen, because one can go on a cold streak, and you always have that other guy in the background. As Vladdy snags that one on the ground, takes it to first. That's another beautiful defensive play by Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Back-to-back games, we got to see Vladdy flash the leather a bit.
That was a very nice play there by Vladdy to make sure that ball did not get through. and a very good job to make sure we end up going into the top half of the 7th with an opportunity to, well, tie this ball game or take the lead if they can get the job done here.
Buck says worry Bolts playoffs this year. Well, Bucks, we're Oilers fans, so we really, Toronto's not our favorite team to cheer for in the playoffs for hockey. I think the Bolts have a good chance there, just barring the history of the Toronto Maple Leafs. What do you say there, Dolly TV?
I would say that there's a pretty good chance that the Tampa Bay Lightning take that series just based on they know what they have to do to get through to the second round. And as much as the Leafs continue to push through, the longer you go without success, the less likely you are to have success. And that's what was big about the Oilers last year, busting all the way through to the third round. So huge get there for the Tampa Bay Lightning in terms of the veteran experience in those playoff games coming up.
Yeah, for sure. I know tonight against Ottawa, Tanner Jeannot was not available due to a leg injury. Sergachev wasn't, so hopefully they can stay healthy. And all commercials are over. We talk about hockey on commercials, and the commercials seem to fly by.
That they do. Bichette, obviously, with the big home run here over top of Mike Trout. And I'd like to say again, thank you to everybody who's hit that subscribe button so far tonight. You see the ad up here right now. If you could hit that subscribe button here on Clemhawks, that would be great. We're currently 41-38, just about away from having that big time 41-40 that we came in here looking to get today. Bo Bichette will draw in now for the Blue Jays. He will get set to face Ryan Tepera here in the top half of the 7th. The Blue Jays down by 2. Pitch clock comes to an end and Tepera fires in ball number 1. 7-5 the score for the Angels. Brandon Drury is in at first base for the LA Angels now, as Springer will come in to face Tepera here with a 2-for-4 evening. Sorry, that's not Springer, that's Bichette. I don't know what's going on.
Sportsnet's doing it again.
Yeah, Sportsnet's doing their thing again here. Bichette 2 for 2, 2-run home run, single and a walk so far this evening. As this will be Tepera in a 2-0 count against Bichette. It'll fire in the pitch there, and that'll be 2-1 for the count to Bichette here early on in the top half of the 7th inning. So both teams trying to get this going. And here is Tepera again, set, ready to deliver. He will get it towards the plate for the third ball of the count. Sorry, I've got a little whistle in my nose here. Having a rough day all around. Couldn't even get through the Oilers stream today. Just ended up having to go need to take a nap. And now Tepera will pitch the 3-1. And Bichette will slap this the other way. A perfectly placed ball through the hole on the right side. And Bo Bichette is 3 for 3 this afternoon, this evening. That is fantastic to see right now.
That is the Bo Bichette from August and September of last season. Yes. Hitting it opposite fields.
Well, as long as Bo Bichette keeps doing that all year long, Toronto Blue Jays are going to have a heck of a lot of success. Bichette, obviously, anytime he's 3 for 3, you're having a good day. And now Vladimir Guerrero Jr. trying to go 3 for 4. He's got 2 singles and a run, but he'd love to have a big fly here to tie this ball game. And that will be strike number 1 against Guerrero, who does have a strikeout on the ledger here as well this evening. I don't know why I'm saying this afternoon. Trust me, I know it's not this afternoon. I've already napped away the afternoon, but it just is what it is. As Tepera throws over to Bichette, so now Tepera will have to deliver a throw to the plate. And the big thing is, for Bichette, he's been thrown over for a few times here in the past little bit, so I wonder if this maybe a little gamesmanship to give Vladdy a good pitch to hit, or maybe he's off and running, who knows, as the delivery from Tepera will be in the dirt, and that kind of forced an error there from Tepera, a hurried, hustled pitch, and not such a great one there for Tepera.
Yeah, Vladdy just needs to stay back, wait for his pitch. We've seen those home runs against the Royals. We've seen the hard hit balls. It's when he starts guessing the pitches is when Vladdy gets himself in trouble.
Well, the 1-1 delivery will be up high in the zone. It's now 2-1 for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the count against Ryan Tepera. As this will go high, and Guerrero had to lean out of the way. He knew that one was coming in hot and stepped back out of its path. 2-1 here in the top half of the 7th inning. As Tepera delivers the 2-1, it's in there for strike number 2. Guerrero's been fooled a couple of times on those pitches. And Gordon, yes, Ryan Tepera is currently pitching for the LA Angels. Flashback a couple of years, we'd be saying something different. 2-2 the count now. Here in the top half of the 7th inning. And Tepera will throw over to check on Bichette one more time.
Pretty sure a few years back he was their go-to reliever.
He was, and there's another go-to reliever from the Blue Jays past, Aaron Loop, in the bullpen for the Angels as well. Funny how these guys kind of follow each other around the league sometimes. And Bichette's dancing there at first base. He gets a big jump off of first, and it will be inside for ball 3, so I would not be surprised to see Bo Bichette taking the jump at first and off and running with this pitch with the count loaded 3-2.
DH says Bichette reminds me of Trey Turner. In a way, he does. He can hit it opposite field. Not as speedy or slick slides as Trey Turner.
And here's Guerrero. He's flowing it out to left field, and this one will be caught on there by Taylor Ward. So that will do it for the attempt there for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. At least he doesn't strike out. He flies out to left field, a lazy fly ball. And Matt Chapman will come up to the dish now as Guerrero very frustrated with that pitch. As I can't imagine the stuff he was yelling going up that first base line based on that replay. He would have liked to get a little bit more of that pitch. He's still upset as he is not enjoying this at all. Now this will be Matt Chapman coming up to the dish. He is 1 for 3 with a home run, and Bichette's running, and he is out at second. What a diving stop there by Rengifo to get the tag down on Bichette, who leaves second in a hurry. He knows he was tagged out clean there, and that was a good dangerous throw there from Theis, but it gets right on the money, I guess you could say. So he almost threw that one away as it goes far outside, and Rengifo just leans back into Bichette and gets the tag down, as that was a big time play there for the Angels to stop the Blue Jays from advancing a base on the steal.
I think if that pitch is on the other side of the bag, that Bichette's safe at that point.
Easy.
That was a really good play by Rengifo.
As Chapman is now down to an 0-2 count. So both Vladdy and Bo don't get things to go the way they want them to. And now Chapman with that 441 average will have to look for some solo blast damage or just an extra bases here to get a runner in scoring position and potentially start a little 2-0 rally here in the top half of the 7th inning. This will be Tepera firing in the pitch here as the clock continues to wind down. He will come set and deliver, and that will be ball number 1. Tepera really held on to that ball a long while and then just threw it away more or less.
I think that was the wrong move by the Blue Jays to try and steal it at that point of the game, with Chapman being as deadly as he's been to start the season.
And that will be ball 2. Yeah, for the Blue Jays, right? Obviously, Bichette's been itching all game. They let him go, and it just does not end up translating or working out for him. It's a tough get, but obviously, with Chapman at the dish, you would love to see something else come of that situation, as this will be delivered by the Angels to the plate. Chapman checks, and he holds up. So that was as tight of a hold as Chapman could possibly get. 3-2 the count. We're going to watch the replay here as Chapman holds up. And no swing there as it got tight, but he was able to hold up just at the last second.
I think that was closer than Espinal's.
I think it was as well, as this will be a timeout for Theis as he'll go talk it over with Tepera in a 3-2 count in the top half of the 7th inning with 2 outs here. Matt Chapman at the dish for the Toronto Blue Jays. This will be an opportunity now for the Blue Jays to try and get this one done here.
49 of you in here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you don't mind hitting that subscribe button as we are trying to reach our goal of 4140 on the stream, that'd be greatly appreciated. Slat, who's on the mound? It is
Chapman
Ryan
sneaks it
Tepera.
through. And it might be extra bases here for Matt Chapman. He will coast into second. And Matt Chapman, just as I had asked for, gets the extra base hit. So that's
now, how bad of a steal attempt was that now, knowing Chapman just hit a double down the third base line?
That would have been a big get for the Blue Jays and Bo Bichette if he was still on base. And Ryan Tepera absolutely cannot believe he allowed that, and he will be yanked from the game with the lefty Dalton Varsho coming up to the dish. Friends, like Gilles TV here just asked, if you're new to the channel, what I want you to do is consider hitting that subscribe button here on Clemhawks. As we go to commercial break, I'm just going to give you a second of watch time update here as we are blitzing along this evening, and I will just go over here and double check the calculator. We've got 652 times 3.866 divided by 60. We are up to 42 hours watched on the stream, so thank you again to everybody who's been in here this evening, hanging out with us, and of course watching things along all the way tonight. As if I could take down the subscribe ad, we would be good to go, and that is where we're at.
4139. Thank you guys so much.
And we are just about to that 4140. And I think it's been a pretty incredible ride here the past 2-3 days here on Clemhawks as we continue to just blitz up the subscriber totals here. And here we go. Let's go here and that's where we're at. So this one now for a commercial break as we have the top of the 7th, 2 outs.
You have a question for you there.
We're at
Lazaro.
Well, it's not that it's a holiday today or tomorrow is a holiday, it's that it's also the weekend. I ain't working on the weekend, I'll tell you that much, and yesterday was the holiday, so
I'm gonna be working weekends.
Well, that's what you gotta do to make the big bucks in Canada, unfortunately.
I guess Sunday is gonna be stream days for us, eh?
I guess so. Unless the Oilers are playing. But
Ooh, Aaron Loop's ERA this year.
One game, and that is about as rough as it can possibly be.
Like, I think that's 6 runs in 1 inning.
And somehow had 3 strikeouts that inning as well. That's kind of crazy to think. And Varsho was showing bunt as he's kind of held that up as an attack option this season so far for the Blue Jays. We talked about it in the pregame earlier yesterday. Varsho 0 for 2, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, and a .333 batting average on the season. And Loop will see this one skied out into left field by Varsho, and that will do it here for the top half of the 7th inning. That's where we find ourselves. So now, Steve Dangle on my television set here on Sportsnet. And again, we'll throw up the subscribe ad and just quickly throw up some stuff here as we are good to go.
Just going through YouTube right now.
Okay. This one right here. I don't think there's much change from everything we got going here.
Lazarus, greetings from Cuba. Lazaro, sorry, my bad.
As we are. We're absolutely blitzing along. Actually, we had a better hour on last hour's stream at the 8 o'clock hour than last night on our 8 o'clock hour stream. So we're crushing it today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but the 8 o'clock hour last night, the game wasn't on still.
Yeah, that's true enough. That was a very, very rough go last night trying to get that game up and underway. And already we are just about done this ball game tonight. We're only about 2 hours and 10 minutes in, and we're going into the bottom half of the 7th inning. Again, friends, if you haven't had a chance, definitely hit that subscribe button. And I got the sneeze going on here.
As he is just having some allergy problems right now. Let's go, Jays. Lazario, I didn't really get to watch the World Classic. I was kind of busy, and for our time, it was on early in the morning or late at night. So we didn't get to watch much of it, but heard it was a good World Classic this year.
And now Zach Pop coming across to pitch for the Blue Jays here. As Taylor Ward will come in to hit for the Blue Jays, and it will be strike number 1 from Zach Pop. That one just kind of looped into the bottom of the zone, and that will be the first pitch of this inning for Pop, and it'll be the first strike in a 7-5 deficit for the Toronto Blue Jays. As this one will be again looped in there by Pop, but that time it will be a ball, so 1-1 the count now. Here we go. Let's go get this now, if we can't, for Zach Pop and the Toronto Blue Jays. That will be checked, swung, and strike against Taylor Ward. So a 1-2 count here in the bottom of the 7th. And we did have a chance to see Zach Pop warm up yesterday, but he never indeed ended up coming in to pitch here yesterday. So now he's in the game now. This will be fired in. Zach Pop drills that 96-mile-an-hour fastball into the dirt. And that is where we're at.
You know, with our luck, this will go to extra innings, right?
Oh, you betcha. 2-2 the count now, 7-5 the score, and that one will be looped up high. Up atop the zone, 3-2 the count now to Taylor Ward. Like I said, the allergies are coming on full effect now for me here. I'll try and wipe whatever the heck's in my eye out there, and that will be fouled back by Ward as Pop loops in another pitch. Danny Jansen sitting, hanging out. And Danny Jansen has been under the weather according to the television broadcast.
He was warming up Pop in between the commercials.
Be fired right up the middle, but it's chopped down there by Espinal. Fired over to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and it will be the first out of the bottom half of the 7th inning here for the Blue Jays.
That was really close to Pop's head. See how close I got?
That was really tight, and his glove was right in there as well. It's one of those dangerous ones right there, but Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets the out.
Drew Pata, welcome in. Hope everything's good for you.
As we're just about done here between the Blue Jays and Angels. Bottom of the 7th, or are we? That's the question. Where are we?
I wouldn't mind some extra inning baseball.
Mike Trout now batting .360 on the season with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. He's really coming into his own this series against the Blue Jays to start this season. And for Trout,
considering 2 of his 3 home runs are against the Jays and 5 out of the 8 RBIs.
Yeah. And this will be Trout skying this one into right field. He knew it that he didn't get all of it. This one will be played over and caught by George Springer to get the out here. So the Blue Jays now get 2 outs in the bottom half of this 7th inning as they continue to mow along here against the LA Angels. And it's the bottom of the 7th now, 2 outs here. So Zach Pop will try and get this done as Shohei Ohtani comes to the plate. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, .333 batting average, double walk and a run for Shohei Ohtani on his line so far this evening. This one will be fired in by Pop, swung on and missed by Ohtani. He was definitely trying to golf that one out of the park just on that very solid swing.
If you're the Toronto Blue Jays, this might be the last time tonight you see Ohtani and Trout if you could get the lead.
That is true. If you can mow down the next 6 batters due up after Ohtani, if you get him out here, you won't see them in the bottom of the 9th. So it's a very key situation here for Zach Pop to get Ohtani and stop the bleeding right here as he'll swing on and miss Will Ohtani for the 2nd strike of the count. And now he'll look in for this pitch here from Alejandro Kirk. Ohtani set for this pitch here, and this one will come in from Pop and delivered to the outside corner, low and away, but could not get the call, and obviously didn't really even touch the zone, so not that tight of a pitch anyway. As Zach Pop will get set to deliver another one, 2-2 this time, and he'll fire this one in the dirt again on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and he'll load the count 3-2. So now all of a sudden a little bit of danger here to the 3-hole hitter Shohei Ohtani.
That second ball was a good pitch just to see if the ump would give it to you.
That absolutely was, and now a chance here for Zach Pop on this pitch to get it going, and he will ring it up. He throws it right back to the same spot, and Ohtani gets rung up. And the strike zone has been very, very fluid this game, and that time it's enough to ring up Shohei Ohtani. Zach Pop gets it going, and they'll wipe down his glove, everything involved here to look for some sticky substances, but Zach Pop able to get the job done and get us going into the top half of the 8th inning. You've got the call, my friend.
Yeah. Do we maybe see Brandon Belt come out of the lineup here for Kevin Kiermaier or someone?
I don't know why.
Hasn't been Belt's night.
No, that's just it. And alright, I'm going to throw up the subscribe ad one more time, friends. If you haven't hit that subscribe button here on Clemhawks, we would greatly appreciate that tonight. We've been blitzing along all live stream long, and really thankful for everybody being along for the ride tonight. But we would love to try and keep growing this whole live streaming thing here on Clemhawks. Let me tell you that much. We're up to 4139, so we're just about that close to hitting 4140, which was the goal coming in tonight. So we are just about there. If you'd be so kind to hit that, that would be fantastic. We appreciate everybody that has, and obviously everybody that's just chilling with us this evening as well. Really appreciate that. And to go here and take a look, I just want to see what's going on here. Looks like our live stream from yesterday has 5 views this hour. Man, do I always feel bad for people who end up tuning into the wrong live stream. Alright, I'm going to go quickly grab some more water, and I'll let you get the call of this 8th inning going.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned with us. Just a couple of guys, Blue Jays fans, love of baseball here streaming today. We're just in commercial break here as the LA Angels are up 7-5 over the Blue Jays here in the top of the 8th. But it's baseball, 2-run leads. It's the same thing in hockey. They are never safe. So we'll see what goes on here with the Blue Jays. Romano and Jansen bobblehead giveaway on April 24th, I think that is. First 15,000 at Rogers Center can get one. As they're showing Jordan Romano, who's been really good for the Jays this season. And the Angels have made a pitching change. So Aaron Loop gets 1 out. He's done. And Jose Quijada is in the pitch. He, in 2 games, has a 0 ERA. So tough part. As here's Kirk. And the first pitch is in the zone for strike 1 here. Kirk, he's hitting 182, 0 for 3 today. Grounded out on his last at bat. John Snyder can only look on and hope the offense comes alive. Here's the second pitch, and that is down and away for ball 1. 1-1 count here. in the top of the eighth is here's the pitch, and that, like you said, the strike zone is pretty fluid right now.
Yeah, it's been an interesting game so far, that's for sure.
Somehow that was called a strike. So both teams getting the kind of end of the stick with these calls. So at least it's going both ways. We can say that. And here's the 1-2 count. Kirk swings and fouls that to the right side, keeping the count at 1-2. The Jays need the offense to get going from the bottom of the order if they want to do anything here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that is far and outside. The catcher couldn't even hold on to that one. I think there was a miscommunication on what kind of pitch was supposed to be thrown on that.
And here's
Kevin Kiermaier looks to be looking at the bats. He might be coming in for Brandon Belt here. Kirk, 2-2 count. That is outside. Full count for Kirk. He's worked it back from a 0-2 count to a full count. Maybe we see Danny Jansen sometime here with a lefty reliever. Kirk swings at the full count pitch, and that will be foul over the Blue Jays dugout. They'll redo the 3-2 pitch here. I wouldn't mind seeing a Danny Jansen come in. He's known for hitting home runs as a pinch hitter.
That is true, and for the Blue Jays, they could definitely use one, especially with the man aboard.
Here's the 3-2 pitch to Kirk, and he was late on that swing, fouls it over again to the Blue Jays dugout.
He's looking at his bat here, trying to figure out exactly where that one hit to try and make sure he doesn't hit it right there for a second time in a row.
Yeah, Kirk's been watching Kirk the last two games. He's been really late on the fastball. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He gets a hold of that one, and he's late on that one again.
Maybe his timing's just a little off, or something's going on here for Alejandro Kirk.
Who knows, but 3-2 pitch again. Fouling them off is making the pitcher work, and he draws a walk as that's inside on Kirk. Good at bat for Kirk, but there is some timing issues, it seems like, for Kirk here.
Well, now Whit Merrifield comes up, so now all of a sudden you just need to get Merrifield on and then potentially pull in a pinch hitter. And it looks like John Schneider is going to be looking on, as I think the next move will be Brandon Belt for Kevin Kiermaier here, if that is indeed the situation for the Blue Jays.
There's Whit Merrifield. He's going to bloop it to left field, and a diving catch by Taylor Ward.
What a play. What a beautiful slide as well. Brandon
Belt's going to come up, and there's the hat tip by Gojeda, and Trout's coming over for the high five. That was we've seen a few nice catches by Taylor Ward this game, saving some. I think the other one was on Whit Merrifield as well in the left corner. As it says Brandon Belt's still out there. That's an interesting move. Lefty on lefty.
And we know
he is playing DH.
And Kiermaier has 8 up left-handed pitching to start this season, so that's why I was thinking that move would have been made for Brandon Belt, but whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe a right-handed batter might come up in this situation with Belt being DH. But no, Brandon Belt is going to face the lefty again. 1-1 count here. He's 0 for 3. And if you're talking about hitting woes, it's going to be a challenging time for Brandon Belt, as there's another pitch. 1-2 count. And Mr. Clemhawks himself would like to know, when are we calling the Twins game?
Whenever I get a Twins game on national television here in Canada. That's kind of the problem, is
against the Jays, I guess.
It's hard to watch the Twins up here in Canada, and I'm not a guy who uses illegal streams, so that's the problem.
1-2 count to Belt. Swings and strikes, and I think that's 3 strikeouts for Belt.
How soon is too soon to cut Brandon Belt? Realistically speaking, not saying that I want to cut him, Just how soon is too soon?
I wouldn't have had him against the lefty. I think, like we said, Kevin Kiermaier, Biggio had a helmet on, so I think if Belt got on there, Biggio was coming in to run.
Yep.
But here's Espinal in the 9-hole, takes a strike. That was a good pitch there. The bottom of the order hasn't been doing much here in this game. Espinal 0-1 count. Koheda gets the sign, and that's top left corner of the strike zone. Espinal quickly down 0-2. So, Kirk gets that walk, and all of a sudden, everything is just not going the way of the Blue Jays here.
This one is going to be a big at bat here for Espinal,
and he strikes out on a fastball top left of the strike zone. What do you do? Luckily, okay, top of the ninth, you got Springer, Bichette, Guerrero.
Yep.
Chapman, if one gets on. One has to get on in order for Chapman to come up. Clem says, the Twins will never be on national TV, small market. I think they are on national TV 3 times, actually. Yak, you look tired or very sad.
Well, I'll tell you, just because they're not on national TV in the States doesn't mean they won't be on national TV in Canada. We usually have just a couple of picked up games a week here by Sportsnet to fill dead air, so definitely will be a chance to see them on national TV here in Canada at some point. But at the same rate too, I am just dead tired. I am so ready to crash out and get a good night's sleep tonight. It's not even funny.
And also, we are going to talk, like, they play the Jays at least 2 series, so at least 6 games. So there's 6 games right there if the Oilers aren't playing.
Yep.
And aren't day games on a Wednesday.
Oh, jeez. Why?
I don't know why they would even think about considering day games on a Wednesday.
I don't know how that works. What?
Knowing our luck, it'll be on like Apple TV or something that day, YouTube.
Exactly. That'll be exactly what the plan will be, but obviously not a great game here for the Blue Jays in this back half since about the 5th inning. Jose Barrios hits allowed by pitch, 4-seamer, 3 hits, and then the slurve, the changeup, and the sinker all in there, and those were dead center cut on 3 of those pitches, and then on the inner third there for somebody, I believe that would have been a left-handed batter.
Yeah, Barrios, just couldn't command the fastball really this game, but 4+ innings, 6 hits. I believe he is in line for the loss still.
Yes. As that one will be thrown into the zone by Anthony Bass, who's out there doing his thing.
Yeah, Anthony Bass acquired at the trade deadline last season. 0-1, 0-2. Rendon swinging over top of that one. And Clem keeps messaging there. As Anthony Bass has a 3.86 ERA in 3 games this season, 3.33 average for opponents.
Ooh.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, down low, 1-2. Are we roughly the same, or can I speed it up a bit?
You're roughly right on par with me.
Perfect.
111 batting average for Rendon this season. He obviously had his 2nd hit of the season with that RBI single in the 1st.
That was actually his 1st.
And it has been a pitch clock violation against Anthony Bass.
He is 1 for 9 this season because he came into this game 1 for 5 or 0 for 5. And Bass with the pitch clock, like you said, 2-2 count here. And here's Rendon and splits it between Bichette and Chapman. Chapman tried to dive that, as Rendon will get his 2nd hit of the game, 2nd of the season, 100 mile per hour off the bat, and Chapman tried everything. It hit the tip of his
Oh,
glove.
that's
That was
tough.
pretty close. And you could tell what he said when he looked at the ground.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Hunter Renfroe with a man on first, no out, and that is a strike looking to Hunter Renfroe, who had an RBI double in the fourth, hitting 167 this year for the Angels. He'll come around eventually. He's always that type of player. And here's the next in the dirt, and Kirk throws his mask off, but Rendon will stay at first base here as the Jays are looking for a ground ball to get a double play going. As Bass is waiting for Kirk to get ready. 1-1 count to Hunter Renfroe. Here it is, and he gets a hold of one. That's deep to left field. Gone. Hunter Renfroe, 2-run home run to give the Angels a 9-5 lead off of Anthony Bass. 106 miles per hour off the bat, 413 feet. You just knew that was coming.
Oof. That hurts.
I believe that was a sinker he tried to throw inside and got too much of the plate.
That's tough.
Yeah. Former Blue Jay Brandon Drury up to bat his first at bat after replacing Jake Lamb in, I believe it was the top of the eighth, and he's going to flow in a diving catch
Wow.
by Whit Merrifield. He's been robbed like that twice this game. He's saying, hey, you can do it, but I can do it better. What outfield play by Whit Merrifield. And you can't really tell them Whit Merrifield can play like every position, can you? It's by how good he is defensively at every position.
He's a pretty stellar guy to have on the roster, that is for sure.
As the Angels are up 9-5 here, and here is Gio Urshela, former Blue Jay. Seems like we're saying that a lot today with former Blue Jays, you know, Aaron Loup, Tepera, Drury, Urshela. Pretty sure I'm missing one more out of those guys. But 0-1 count to Urshela, and that one is not going to get called as a strike. So 1-1 count. So clearly it's just that one side the refs or the umps kind of giving leeway to. As here's Bass, 1-1 count. That is high by a few inches. And that will be a 2-1 count for Gio Urshela. As we're winding down here, Blue Jays have 3 runners to keep going. And there's a swinging strike by Urshela, 2-2 count. So, is this game done, or do you think the Blue Jays can pull it out?
I'm thinking that the Blue Jays at least scratch across to run in the top half of the ninth, but I don't think they're really in the mode to get the job done today. Matt Chapman picks that ball up. It'll be a scoop by Vladdy, and we, I guess, need to just get some outs here in this bottom half of the eighth inning first. But the big thing is too what's happened here for the Blue Jays today and the Angels is a whole bunch of home runs, a lot of home runs. A lot.
Yeah, a lot of home runs from both teams. And that one will be high and inside by Bass. 2 outs here, and Renhifo is up, and my phone is going off like crazy because it is that time of night. 9:30 Chell Group is on, as that will wind up in the strike zone for a 1-1 count.
Angels really did a good job of turning this ball game back into their favor. Obviously, never said die after being down 4-0, and have put 9-1 the difference since being down 4-0.
I think part of it was in the first 2 innings, they kind of came out and they were just free swinging on Barrios. And that 3rd inning, you could see they were making him pitch a little bit more. And they haven't really changed their game plan as the wave is going through the stadium right now. 3-1 count. Here's Bass, and that is going to bounce in the dirt and off the face of the umpire.
And Rengifo takes
for a
the
walk.
Wow, that was an awkward situation. He'll double check that he's okay.
Bring my phone up here. It's gonna die.
Hops up funny.
As hopefully the ump's okay. That's why they wear those masks behind. As a runner on first, and Matt Thace is on. He reached on an error from Barrios in the 5th inning and scored right after on Trout's 3-run home run, which is the go-ahead runs right now for the Angels over the Jays. Anthony Bass is at 20 pitches here with only 2 outs. Guerrero's holding his head with his glove. I don't know if he's trying to listen to something or whatnot, but here's the pitch and swung on. It's a 0-2 count for Thace. I think that's how you say it, Thace.
I think so.
Close enough. We got a little bit of different pronunciation up here.
Yeah. A little more redneck to it.
Carlos Estevez is warmed up to come into the game for the Angels. Bass misses the 0-2 pitch. 1-2 there. As my phone is, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's going off pretty heavily here. Here's the pitch by Bass, and there's a steal attempt, and
wow,
Bo is safe.
I don't think Bo even ever tried to tag him, to be honest with you.
I think he was already there.
Yep.
And that throw was to the left of the bag, which didn't help Bichette.
Wow, that's tough. Rengifo and Bichette both engaged in steals today, and it's Rengifo who gets the better of Bichette this time, as Rengifo absolutely dummied Bichette with a perfect tag to get him out on his steal attempt.
And then Bass gets Thace to swing and get the strikeout, but the Blue Jays down 4 runs have Springer, Bichette, Guerrero due up here in the top of the 9th, and if you're the closer for the Angels, you do not want to see those 3 leading off the top of the 9th.
No, but as we get going into this, what could be the final half inning of the ball game, friends, if you're new to Clemhawks this evening and you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, definitely would love to have you hit that subscribe button here on the channel tonight. Greatly appreciate everybody being along for the ride with us this evening, and as we're just trying to wind down here towards our subscriber goal for the night of 4140, we are now currently at 4142, so there you go, just like that. We've gotten the job done tonight, and that is a huge get for us here on Clemhawks today. So thanks again for making that happen today, and we'll look forward to potentially broadcasting tomorrow's ball game for you as well.
Might not be able to do the full game, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Easter supper at my aunt's if I feel like going.
All right.
I might use the excuse I got work the next day. I'll spend Easter with you guys.
As we are just about to get into the top half of the 9th inning here, a game that is yet to be decided, but still not a done deal here by any stretch of the imagination for the Angels, as they're going to look to clamp down and just finish this one off.
It's baseball. You never know.
Well, that's the stupid part here for sure.
Pretty sure it was last season the Jays were down by 7 runs, came back and won. They had a stretch where they were just coming back from 5-7 run deficits to win games. So you never know. Baseball's a funny sport to watch because it's never done until the last pitch. as Estevez is ready to go and George Springer is up here. 2 games, opponents average 143, no ERA, 13 and a half strikeouts per 9. He has his stuff, but there's always a time where a closer does give up a few runs.
And that's exactly what we're going to hope for as Blue Jays fans tonight, is that we can get a tight little finish here from Estevez to give up a couple of runs here. I don't know why I had Rengifo lined up in my head, but still stuck on that steal attempt there where he got the better of Bichette after besting Bichette on his. This one's going to be fired in there. Strike 1 to George Springer, who's 2 for 4 so far tonight. Springer loads up and he will swing on and foul this one just off the tip of the catcher's glove. It's 0-2 just like that. This is going to be a tough finish now for the Blue Jays, as they're going to try and obviously finish this one up, and that one will be fired high up top of the zone, and Estevez will see that for ball 1. Blue Jays trying to come back here, and obviously that would start with getting a runner aboard in a 4-run deficit, 9-5 to the Angels. And Springer goes across, check swing, strike out, and that will be Estevez's first strikeout of the game, first batter he faces. As Bo Bichette will get set, as the Angels and Blue Jays will face off yet again at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. So interesting to see what happens in the series finale between those two teams. This one will be fired on, and Bichette will spring it right into the glove of Rengifo this time, and that will be a big catch for out number 2. So that will more than likely do it here for the Blue Jays tonight, down to their last out. Bichette just a tough go right into the glove of Rengifo, who's had somehow, someway his number all night long, that is for sure. And Rengifo, a big smile there after that catch. Now Vladdy, all that I'd like to see is a big fly, and we can call this a game, as this one will be Vladdy to the right side through the infield and into the outfield for a base knock. So Vladdy goes 3 for 5 in this ball game this evening. And now Matt Chapman will try and deliver us some runs here, as that was a good swing there from Vladdy as he got up the first baseline rather quickly and got aboard. Your phone's still going off, huh?
You can hear it, eh?
Now I heard it. Matt Chapman, 2 for 4, 457 batting average so far this year with 2 for 4 effort. That will be strike 1. The Blue Jays, as I said, down to their final out here in the top half of the 9th inning, as the Angels looking to get their 5th win of the season after the Blue Jays took that one last night, and they both end the inning in, is that considered a tie? I am not 100% sure, as this will be Matt Chapman down to his final strike here, 0 for 2 with 2 outs, or 0-2 with 2 outs. And Estevez delivers, and that will be high for ball 1 of the count.
You see how much tickets are going for baseball games?
No.
$44.
Yeah.
Why can't hockey games be that way?
Well, when there's 40,000 seats, I hope they'd be going cheaper. This will be 2-2 now with 2 outs here in the top half of the 9th for Matt Chapman. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is at second now, and this will be thrown up top close in on Chapman, who falls down crouching out of the way. And that was a big time throw there, as Chapman just buckled staying out of the way. That's rough. Now Chapman, after being brushed off the plate, will get back in to the box in the 3-2 count with 2 outs. Guerrero not running, and Chapman will sky this one left hand side just out in foul territory, and that will go out, and Rendon tries to make the play in the camera bay. He goes all the way down, and he will hop out rather quickly, as he's smiling about that one. He tried his best to make that play. He was really going in there for that one.
I like the cameraman, whoever has a close up of him falling, send it to us.
Right? That's a tough get right there, as Rendon was that close to ending this ball game, and now the Blue Jays get a second life. As you see everybody running over, and now Matt Chapman has drawn a walk here, so we've now all of a sudden got some drama in the top half of the ninth. The Angels pitching coach out to talk to Estevez here, and just like that, top of the ninth, 2 outs. The Blue Jays get 2 men aboard, and they're down by 4, so a 3-run shot here from Varsho would bring it within 1. This game has just gotten very, very interesting very, very quickly here. And now Estevez will get ready to deliver this one.
Kirk comes on if Varsho gets on. I think we see Kevin Biggio come up if Kirk does come up.
I would not be surprised. Varsho will see that one bounced in the dirt. So 1-0, Dalton Varsho, the next batter for the Blue Jays. They've gone 5 batters into this inning and looking to finish this game off strong. Not quite done yet. And like you said, this would be the kind of game that we do somehow, someway get extras out of. This one bounced in the dirt again by Estevez, who has just seemed to lose it here since giving up the hit to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Not that Bo Bichette didn't sting that ball earlier. That was a big time smack of the bat there by Bichette, but he just could not get it past Rengifo. And now it'll be a chance for Estevez as the pitch clock comes into effect. And Dalton Varsho fouls that one back out of play. Estevez now up to 16 pitches in this 9th inning. So, what do you think? Do they actually have a legit shot here, or we just dreaming?
Well, they do. Varsho has the power, but the Blue Jays are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position today.
That ain't gonna help. That ain't gonna help the season averages by any stretch of the imagination. As the Blue Jays again trying to work this one here, 2-2, 2 outs in the top half of the 9th. And Varsho swings on and misses, and that will wrap it up here between the Blue Jays and the Angels. Estevez gets the save, and that will do it for us here on the live stream. He's Gilles TV, I'm Yak. I mean, we don't really have much left to wrap up. If you're new to the channel and have enjoyed the broadcast tonight, definitely hit that subscribe button. We're going to head out of here rather quick. You see how tired we are. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We are up